Hi guys, welcome back to the Break Room Podcast, and we've got our buddy Joe remote, but we traded an in-studio Joe for another in-studio Joe. We got my little puppy here, my shared custody puppy with my friend Mandy. She's over in Miami at Loveburn, which is like a regional chapter of Burning Man, and obviously not a place for a 14-year-old Yorkie. But he's joining us here in the studio today. Very, very cute. And he's really like having a pet on easy mode. I just love him to death, and he loves coming here for the peace and quiet, I'll say.
I'm sure.
What?
It's like it's a retirement community.
Green Grove, the retirement home. Hey,
But yeah, we'll have Joey in the studio here, and I'm gonna let him rest down here because I'm not gonna hold him the whole time. And I don't know if you guys can see in the corner here, but I have a couple of things to show off before we really kick off the show. I got two things actually on the table here. I'm going to pivot this thing. Pivot!
Pivot. Pivot.
I love this. You can't see it, Rob, but when you reach over there, it looks like your arm is really long.
Oh, no.
It's like,
I wish we could
gadget
put it on the
arm.
TV, but, we're not doing that right now.
we're trying to
First
watch
and foremost, this is something that I got a few days ago, but I forgot to show off. This is the Major Bendy's Sergeant Slaughter LJN style, 12-inch style, solid rubber figure that's kind of based on the prototype that never actually came out because he was signed with Hasbro at the time. They had made a mold with a removable hat and glasses in the same pose as this. And fun fact that Joe actually told me about, and we talked about this previously when we went to the Pandora's box, the sunglasses that they produced for the Michael Jackson LJN action figure line were the sunglasses that they were going to reuse to put on the Sergeant Slaughter action figure. So that's very cool. And apparently they're reselling really, really highly. I think it's like over $200 for these guys now, and I don't know if I paid like $40 for them. I
don't want to know. I don't want to know.
But so they're reselling. Of course, I had to have it to add to my extensive Sergeant Slaughter collection. In fact, I think the only Sergeant Slaughter action figure to date that I do not have, and I'll probably never have because of how astronomically expensive it is, there is a Toy Fair exclusive, one of 100. What they call Rule Breaker Sergeant Slaughter. It's a Jack specific line where he has a black beret and a black shirt and the tan pants. And he has a stamp on his leg. There's actually two that they made, one of 10 and one of 100. And they resell on eBay for like $6,000-$7,000. And I'm like, there's no way I would ever spend that on one action figure. I don't have it like that. But that is the only Sergeant Slaughter figure that, to my knowledge, that I don't have. I have all the G.I. Joe ones. I have the LJN, like literally right over there. I should have put it on the show to compare them. The Hasbro made LJN style one. And then the other thing that I got here, this is but a small representative of a very, very fucking big package that they can attest to because they saw it. I finally got the Eternia playset from the Masters of the Universe Classics line. So Eternia was a playset that was made towards the end of the line, and it was pricey back in the 80s. So a lot of families didn't have it. And another problem with it was that it had a lot of fragile parts, specifically a monorail system that would run around the entire thing, and you could put your He-Man figure on the little cart, and it would drive around electronically throughout the city. It also had 3 towers. The main tower was this blue, like, lion's face with arms that could grab somebody. And then there were 2 off towers, one that represented Castle Grayskull and one that represented Snake Mountain, with the idea that you would put the 3 play sets together and they kind of connected to each other. They did a campaign where you kind of had to back the campaign on the Mattel Creations website, and it was pricey. I think I paid like $5.50 or something like that. It was a very pricey endeavor, but it's already more than doubled in value online. And when I tell you that this fucking box was so big, I was flabbergasted and almost couldn't lift it to bring it into my house. Like I was like, I don't know, I don't even know where the fuck I'm gonna put this thing. It's sitting in the middle of my living room, and I'm like, but
it came in like a 65-inch.
the
TV
herald
box.
to that, one of the stretch goals, if you backed at a certain point, they made an exclusive Origins style King Grayskull, styled like the King Grayskull from the new Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe line. And so he kind of looks like the 80s style, but with the bendable elbows and knees now. And he comes with the Eternia playset.
Nice.
They didn't reach the second stretch goal, which would have included an elder or something like that, or he was actually the third. They made the first two. There was like a frog monster. Then he was the second stretch goal. They made the first two of those, but they didn't make the elder. I think they had to sell however many more units to make that, but they didn't. But the box is ginormous. I don't even have a place to like put it to say like if I wanted to like open it up and finally have an Eternia. Because the reason that I did get this set is back, I think it was the year after I went with you, the Atlantic City Boardwalk Con.
Right.
Because we went together, and then the year after that, our friends Justin and Penelope ended up getting married, and they had their like wedding party at like a bar like right there. So I remember like leaving the con with the intention of going there, and on the way out the door, this guy had the fucking original Eternia playset. It was open, but like all the shit was sealed inside. Like, it was never assembled or anything. And he was like, I'll tell you what, I don't want to, like, bring this back to my store. He was like, I'll give it to you for $750. And at this point, I was, like, kind of drowning in credit card debt already. I couldn't really get into any more shit.
You got to sing the song that you have there, Rob.
But
little credit card debt song.
Killing myself that I didn't grab that then, because that set, the way it was, could fetch over $3,000 now.
Crap.
You can't turn $750 into $3,000.
You can't have every toy.
It's a tough thing about investments.
But it's like, it was, I just didn't have the dough at the time, and I'll never have it now. So when I saw that this campaign came around, I saw it as a unique opportunity to kind of get a more affordable version of what I couldn't attain before. Because it's pretty true to the original set, except that they made it more detailed and not like, a cheapo 80s fucking plastic playset that you look at it long enough and it's going to crack. This one's made for people that had those things and want them back. So I'm very excited about it, but I'm kind of at a loss. I haven't even opened the mailer box yet. There's like it's a cardboard box, and then inside is the box of the Eternia playset. But it's super cool. I've looked at pictures online just to live vicariously through other people who have opened it to see like what we really got, and it's a pretty sick set. And
so this thing is sitting in the box. And
so now I have the remake of Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain, and Eternia. So I'm sitting on a carded, boxed, almost complete set of all of the Masters of the Universe figures that they've released with this Origins line.
Damn.
So I have it has to be over 100 figures now, and a lot of them I put in plastic protective boxes. I mean, some of them are larger, like the, Clamp Champ figure came on a wider card because he had more accessories and shit. So it doesn't come in the regular box. So some of them don't have bubbles, but if I really piece the whole fucking thing together, they've honestly, I've never seen them do something like this. They recreated the entire fucking toy line. In fact, not only have they recreated it, they've added to it. They have characters that didn't exist in the original lines that they've stylized like that, and I think it's pretty sick what they've been doing. I mean, they even have the Dolph Lundgren figure that's kind of, looks like the original. They made the Space He-Man look like the original He-Man line.
Shit.
That, super buff fucking, I'm wearing fuzzy underwear, but I'll still fucking kill you. I don't know. I think why I have such an affection for the He-Man line is because it was one of the first toys that my brother ever gave me that were his.
Nice.
He grew up with the He-Man toys, and it was kind of something he was completely phased out with by the time he was 11 years old. So he gave me all of his He-Man figures. and I was like maybe 3 years old, and I was kind of a little too young for the figures, and I broke them all. But I didn't realize at that time that like if you broke a toy, you can't like fix it. Like it's done, it's gone. So they threw out all those toys because they were broken, and like it, like shattered me. So like I remember spending like so many like summers when we would go to like Pennsylvania and Delaware to visit my cousins. They used to have these huge flea markets out there, and they would have like He-Man figures there and shit. And I would try to collect all the ones that I could, and it kind of became like this crusade to get back the toys that I broke when I was a kid. And then eBay, I discovered eBay in my 20s, and that was
That explains a lot.
it actually all started with original He-Man. I couldn't find him with his accessories and stuff, and then I found him for like $20 on eBay, and then oh, well, now I have Castle Grayskull and this shit and that shit. And you could see like the history of everything I've ever bought on eBay and the prices that I paid. And you'd never pay those today. Now it's worth way, way more. And
That's the craziest thing at this point is that like all these collectibles, all the stuff we grew up in our childhood, if it's in decent condition, it's valuable. It's more valuable than, it's worth more than it costs at the time. And there are hardcore collectors just trying to complete sets, trying to put it together. It's like I can't think of something that I would really, really want other than maybe like, I don't know, it doesn't even sound that crazy, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles van, I remember that was like
I have that in
love
the
that
attic.
toy as a kid.
Fucking,
I
I should just give it to you. Just fucking give you mine.
No, the other problem with all this stuff is, and I still have boxes of stuff. I probably have like, I don't know, 12 boxes of things from when I was a kid. And just even going through it, storing it, it's like, it takes up a shitload of space. It is very...
shit up in my attic, man. That's really like if I set it all out, it would probably be flabbergasted.
You need a store. Yeah, I've seen
People
We went through this.
would-
It wouldn't be a
people
store.
wouldn't
It'd be a
understand. It would be a
mausoleum.
museum.
mausoleum. Yeah, it would be.
It'd be a museum. Straight up museum. Mausoleum is just where you bury somebody. This would be like this would be a pyramid. They need a pyramid to put all the shit
This is a shrine
that I have
to
in there. It would have to be.
everything from the late 70s through the 90s, and then, of course, the up-to-date stuff that you've been buying. But
Yeah, it's like, and then like the remakes of all that shit. Like, you know what's worth a lot of money now that I ended up collecting along the way were the 6-inch Batman animated series figures that they were
I
putting
love
out
those
for a
a lot.
while.
I love
Those
all
are
that shit.
fantastic
Those are
figures, and I kept them all carded except for regular Batman.
And you
It's
have
the
the
only one that I
Batmobile too,
opened,
right?
but everything else is still boxed. I have fucking Man Bat. I have the Batmobile that goes to that set in the box. I've got a 2-pack with Batman and Robin and the Searchlight with the Bat logo. I've got
That's it.
Commissioner Gordon and
so sick.
and Two-Face and Joker. I mean the entire Rogues. I even got the ventriloquist and Scarface,
Those
and that was worth a lot.
Those look the most accurate. Those are some of the most accurate figures I've ever seen. Except actually that one that I always ask you what company comes
Mondo.
out. Mondo.
So the
does
thing
that
about
Joker?
Mondo
Oh,
is
I
that
love
those are
fucking-
12-inch scale figures.
Oh, they are. Oh, I
They're
didn't realize they were
bigger
large.
figures. A lot of people don't realize that they're not to the same scale as like the 6-inch,
Right.
Black Series or what you're used to with a lot of these action figures that are coming out today that are like remakes of old ones. Those are premium, like I guess they would consider those 6th scale
Okay.
because
right.
12th scale is 6-inch, 6th scale is 12-inch.
It's like
kind of an opposite
Barbie,
thing.
Barbie doll size. or-
Exactly, because that's why I was
G.I.
trying
Joe
to think,
original.
like, how the fuck are they justifying charging $250 for a Mondo He-Man figure? But I'm realizing that it's like a Hot Toys figure of He-Man
Gotcha.
is
Gotcha.
really what it's comparable to.
It looks gorgeous. I wouldn't do it, just because I would be looking at it after I bought it. Like, damn it, that cost $300.
The only
But it's
things,
so
and
good
you know, I
looking.
should have showed them off on the show. I actually have them right over there. I got the vinyl records of the
Oh, shit.
Cowboy Bebop soundtrack.
Love that.
And also the Bear McCreary Masters Universe Revelations soundtrack on vinyl as well.
Nuts.
But those were from exclusive to the Mondo website. And Eric had our friend Gruffy, friend of the show. He kind of mentioned it in the comments in one of our group chats, and I'm like, fuck.
You did it. Those sound good. Those will sound good on vinyl because
I got the
that's
thing
all
right
like
there. Just put it right
fusion
on the
jazz
controller.
and shit. It's gonna have like a good that warmth that comes from the vinyl and that sizzle. That'll fit the kind of music.
It's
you're
an
listening to.
experience because you sit down, you listen to it. It forces you to get up halfway through. You know,
Everybody loves that. I love the nostalgia we have for the pain in the ass things we fucking hated that we grew up with.
See, that's the thing is we move less now. We have less reasons to move, so that's why we're getting so out of shape.
Swapping discs in the middle of a game, you 2-disc game.
That's it.
That doesn't exist.
Nope.
Well,
Nope.
What are we talking about today? We got a couple of topics. So, fantastic forecasting. What's the new game that you were talking about?
Oh, I want to play Helldivers too. I'm trying to get I'm trying to sell everybody into that.
What else we got?
We're watching Smackdown. We got all the recap on the most recent. We haven't been together or discussed the fallout, I think, from the Rock and Cody
Vegas press conference.
Right. I think the last time we were together was when we had Smackdown on, and Cody basically said he will not face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
We had
Am
our
I
live
wrong?
reactions there, and obviously
so-
we're all disappointed. And I said they're fucking with us.
I was leaning.
I don't think they're fucking with us though.
I think they were. All right, let's dive into that. Joe, I want you to jump in here. Can you give us a little recap of what's going on?
Well, tonight SmackDown is live from Utah, Salt Lake City, and you're going to have for the first time ever in the ring as a unit Roman Reigns and The Rock. So we'll get to see that tonight. Probably, I would guess it's probably going to be the last segment of the night. So you can see the TV behind me. I have it on, so we'll know exactly when they go live. But this actually is the fallout from the WrestleMania 40 press conference that took place in Las Vegas a couple days ago, where they kind of teased that it's going to be Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Cody Rhodes comes out and said, "Hey, hang on. This is bullshit. What's going on here?" And I'm on the side of that. The direction that they were going to go with was Rock and Roman, but because of the negative reaction that it got from a large part of the fan base, all of us included, who felt like Cody was getting shafted and screwed out of an opportunity that he earned by winning the Royal Rumble. I truly believe that it was the fans that turned around the direction of their creativity. And I think they turned the tide and went into a different creative direction and gave us what we want to see. And now it's officially going to be Roman versus Cody 2 at WrestleMania.
Yes. We're all psyched for that. That's something super excited for. I think good storytelling, especially in this case, the WWE especially, because it's unlike actual sport. When you draw the fans in so well and they feel like they're having that impact, I think that's the most important thing. Whether or not that's true, I'm more of the opinion that, listen, this is a cruise ship. It's hard to steer. It's tough to make tight turns, and to do such an about face in that moment, little tough. They had a lot of setup for this whole bloodline thing, this family feud. They're trying to build up the Rhodes dynasty in a way and the bloodline dynasty. So I wouldn't want to take it away that there's an impact, but they're definitely listening. That's one thing that
Hard times, daddy.
no matter what, the WWE, Triple H, the writers, they're listening to the audience, and whether or not they were going to go with The Rock and Reigns, I just feel like it's so the crowd's reaction to Cody saying, "But not at WrestleMania," is very predictable. That as a writer, you're going to get an emotional reaction. That's their business. So either way, I'm just happy this is the direction. I can't say how entertained I was watching the Vegas event. I thought it was the most blurred line of reality and storytelling that we've seen or that I've experienced in a long time. Because I haven't been watching for a while, but thoroughly entertained. I love the smack talk. I love Cody dropping, this is bullshit. I love the Triple H Rock little face-off backstage. It just felt like some Attitude Era. There's these two factions coming in. You have the boardroom Rock and Triple H on the kind of the other side, who's trying to run the WWE, and they're creating this power dynamic. So I am like fully bought in. I'm excited about this. I think this is like a great direction for what they're doing. So I don't know how everybody else feels.
If I had to predict tonight, I think tonight Rock will either announce that he's going to be in Roman Reigns' corner at WrestleMania, or they're going to have a tag match at Perth Elimination Chamber. That'll be The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes.
Do you think it's possible that The Rock tries to interfere in the match and then Stone Cold comes out and helps?
Well, if you want me to go all into my WrestleMania spoiler and prediction, I'll tell you that now. I mean, if we want to go that
prediction,
I do predict that The Rock is going to turn on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and cost him the title, which will set up a feud for them down the line, whether they do it at SummerSlam or next year's WrestleMania. The problem with the Rock Roman match is it just went in too cold. It didn't really have the right buildup, and you put a guy in position to do something that he's been talking about for 2 years, and you took it away. So that soured the fan base, as I expected and as I called a few weeks ago as we were watching it. I said, this is not going to go well. So I think having The Rock and Roman together, united, stacks the deck against Cody, makes it seem more, impossible for him to overcome all these odds of the entire bloodline now fully against him. And then by some hook or crook, he comes out on top and he wins the title at WrestleMania, and that'll set up a big feud between Roman and The Rock down the line.
I almost think that they're going to keep The Rock heel for a while, and they're going to really try to continue with this whole shit and milk it as long as they can. I would like to see what you said, Joe, but I just feel like they'll do, I don't see Rock turning on Roman or the bloodline at WrestleMania. I think that would be the right thing to do, but I don't know.
I think
might make Cody look weak if, The Rock's the one that saves him to win. Now, if the way that would make sense is that, Solo Sikoa is going to come out and try to attack somebody, and then somebody has to defend them. Rollins also mentioned that he will be in Cody's corner. He said, I am going to be your shield. So that was interesting. They're trying to keep him mixed up in all that as well.
I almost think one angle they could take, because they really are. Yeah, you're right. They're gonna make Rock the heel, like the heavy Vince McMahon heel of the era. It almost seems like they want to take it that direction. I think The Rock has the capital to spend on that. His social media
Rock
presence.
Says, no, you're damn right.
He's been on social media talking very heavy-handed. I almost think he's going to try to just overpower and cast a shadow over Roman and make Roman people almost – I think they'll put Roman in a place where you almost feel bad for him. I think they'll strip him down. The Rock's going to take over the bloodline. Roman will try to challenge The Rock, and that's how that face-off will come. But it will progress because at first it'll be about dominating Cody and Seth.
That's an interesting take, yeah.
The Rock just really flexing. I think everybody, based on this theory that, what was going on behind the scenes was The Rock came in, opened the door and said, guess what, I'm back, and fuck any plans you have. I'm taking the titles. I'm taking everything. I'm the main. And if that's what is going on in people's heads, I think you lean into that. You sell that hard. It's just The Rock trying to dominate, take it over, turn it into The Rock show.
It's gonna be the Maui screw job,
Yeah, then you try to, because Roman doesn't have, I don't know, he just doesn't have I don't feel anything when I see him. I don't look at him and really feel angry or feel. We are almost just kind of bitter that he has the belt, and it's just been so long, and you don't see him a lot. But if you start to feel bad for him, or you start to see The Rock's taking away shit, he's dominating, He's omnipresent.
Still don't feel like we would feel bad for Roman. We'd be like, fuck him, goodbye.
Book it. Let's book that right there. So I'm just thinking that's an angle. I just think the dominant Rock, Hollywood Rock. He's just shit don't stink, feet don't stink. He can run the whole show the way he wants because he's a board member. I think that's a good angle.
Kurt?
Yeah, I think also, just trying to see the bigger picture, Seth mentioned that he was going to be Cody's shield. I can almost see, Seth helping out Cody, but then Damian Priest cashes in the money in the bank on Seth, and, Cody doesn't save him. So then it's like, well, you didn't help me, and it sets something up. I don't want to see them fight anymore. I don't know. I'm trying to see like what ways they can go with this, since they're trying to keep Seth in the picture. I think Drew takes the belt off of Seth. That could set up for when CM Punk returns. He could have a program with Drew, but at the same point, Damian Priest has this Money in the Bank thing that he's got to cash in at some point. And if you're gonna hold on to the thing for this long, you might as well cash it in at WrestleMania. So I'm really curious how that is going to factor into all of this. Or is he going to cash in on Cody after all this shit? Is he going to swoop in and then cash in on Cody, which would infuriate people and I think be stupid. But
too many swerves.
Too many
Gotta
swerves.
avoid that.
You don't want to have too many swerves.
They
People
need to
just want
Unless Cody wins anyway.
The idea right now, I think, I don't know, the one that seems like it would play the best for me, that I would enjoy watching the most, is like, yes, Cody going over, Cody defeating Reigns and The Rock somehow, overcoming whatever, little wrench they try to throw in the match, and also him somehow finding a way to unify the titles. I know we keep saying that's not going to happen, but I just want it to happen. And while they're building Cody, they're finding a way to build his villain. And I don't know if The Rock is the
Rose
right
Gallery. No,
who's his role? Yeah, like who
they
is
have
he?
so many people. They don't need the Rock. I don't
Right.
The Rock doesn't need to be in the picture.
I would say the sideshow or the thing that they can build on the side is finding a way to make Rock and Roman's match, like Joe said before. They haven't built to that match where it would really pay off the way it may have.
People don't want to see it
year
because there's
ago.
no.
They have to start
reason
creating
see it.
some distension in the bloodline between Rock and Roman. There'll be a power struggle at the top at some point, and you'll see the divide between them, and then I'll build up a match for them eventually for the head of the table match that we've been talking about for a while. But you're not going to get it this
Actually wanna
year.
See it then.
My one thing, and it'll be like an icing on the cake if Cody does win a title. Next night on Raw, if he comes out and dumps that title that Roman Reigns kind of has, and he brings out the title that's behind you guys, the Winged Eagle title. Cody Rhodes, when he first won the Intercontinental Championship, he had the Attitude Era Intercontinental title, and he tossed it. And he pulled out a classic Intercontinental title, the one that the Macho Man had, Ultimate Warrior. It just had a white strap on it. And he pulled that out, and he brought that back. So Cody was actually the one to bring back the classic design of the Intercontinental title. And he's been teasing on it on his social media on Twitter how much he loves the Winged Eagle and how he views that title as the true, WWE design heavyweight championship. And I agree. It's the best design title of all time. It's not even close.
Let me ask you a question. Would this have been the belt Dusty would have won?
No.
Okay.
Dusty would have won a very old-looking belt from around 1983, 82.
Okay.
That belt design is not very famous or prominent. It was like it had like a red strap to it. It was just a very old, WWF title at the time. But no, the Winged Eagle was originally brought out on Saturday night's main event. Hulk Hogan was the first one to wear it.
All right, so I do want to acknowledge some of the comments here because we're live for a reason. We got lots of people in the house.
We're live, pal.
Here, Dungeon's here. Sil's here. Money Man. We love our regulars. We appreciate you guys. Martin's here. Martin said something funny. He said they weren't fucking with anyone. The backlash was huge. So I
agree.
Yeah,
exactly.
So Triple H isn't stupid. They knew doing that was gonna. They didn't. I don't think that they were that stupid that they thought they could just slip that in there and the fans wouldn't erupt. They know that people want.
I think they knew that the fans were going to react to it, but I don't think they felt like they were going to react to it like that. I mean, it trended for like 3 straight days. We won't Cody. I don't think they anticipated all of that.
I think it delivered in a way like their wildest dreams wouldn't have necessarily imagined, but. I think that I just feel like first The Rock has been a long social media user. He's very in tune with at least his fan base. Maybe his movies suck, but I just think, and especially now when you're trying to get Netflix to invest $5 billion, when you're acquired by TKO or whatever, like there's a plan in place. And I don't want to say like, oh, they know every little thing that's going to happen, but there's enough structure behind the scenes where you're just not able to react like that. This isn't Backyard. This isn't 1980. Like, it's a massive corporation and a massive show. It is very difficult to respond that quickly. So I would at least give them the credit to say, it was in the plan to know, hey, if the crowd reacts the way we
They
think,
know what they were doing.
right?
They were making a
we know
Daniel
it'll run.
Bryan moment. They were making it so that
But-
the fans demanded it, and now the fans are demanding it. The only thing is, if Cody loses again,
Oh,
I don't want. Oh, he's done. I don't want to go that far. But in all reality, it's like,
It would kill.
you got to win when it matters. If you don't win whenever, he could win all year, like he pretty much has, I think.
Yeah,
But if you don't win when it matters the most, it's like, I don't know if wrestling fans are the same as like Mets fans. I don't think that you can expect the overwhelming majority of fans to be like Mets fans. Mets fans, God bless them, poor freaking bastards. They never get to see the Mets win, but they're
I mean,
there
Jets
for them.
fans are even more poor than Mets fans.
There you go. But I don't know if that would work for
And I'm
Cody.
So I'm just royally fucked.
Regardless, the best part is the fans are bought in a way that they just maybe haven't been in a long time.
And
It's
cash in on that.
unpredictable.
Don't ruin it now.
Right.
Is the whole thing.
I think it's an interesting dichotomy. If you just look at our show in the last 3 weeks, if you look at the show that we're producing tonight, as opposed to the last show we did when they were going to go live with Cody on SmackDown when he was going to make his choice, and then right after that, how we had sour grapes, and that pretty much we had a really pissed. Like I've never seen Chris like speechless. He was almost speechless throughout the whole show. He was
I
pretty
did say
pissed
they were
off.
fucking with us. I knew they were fucking
You did,
with
but
us.
you
I
were
didn't
pretty
think they were
speechless.
gonna
You're pretty
carry through.
quiet. And if you go back even further, like the week even before that, we were really hyped about WrestleMania. It was right after Royal Rumble. We knew Cody won. We're hyped again. So we went from hot, cold to hot. And that's a real measurement that you can see where their angle's going and where the fan base is kind of we're kind of like at the pulse on the heartbeat of what the fan base wants.
Definitely, they're reflecting. You're right. The show is reflecting the fans and the feelings the fans are putting out there. We talked about it too. One of the first things I said was, well, it's a long road to WrestleMania, and it seems predictable. Now it just seems like a coronation. Cody's just gonna go the next 8 weeks or whatever, and he's gonna go into WrestleMania and win. Now
I got a question for Rob.
Go.
Rob, if Cody wins the title at Mania and brings out the winged eagle, and if by some way we get to meet him, would you have him sign that belt?
1,000%.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't be the same winged eagle though. They would put a fucking big WWE in the middle of it. They're not gonna make it the same. They're gonna do what
Has
they
to be
did
the
to
same.
the Seth
Has to be the
Bell.
same.
It won't be. It will not be. You have
Has
to
to be.
temper your. They're
A
gonna make a
replica.
variation of it.
Sorry, no, it's
They're
gotta
gonna
be
make a
It's gotta be
new
the same. That's the
variation
same.
of it. I'm not saying you
same.
have to like it,
No,
but learn to love it.
No,
That's the
it's gotta be
reality.
the same.
They're
The
gonna
only
put
thing that I'll accept that they
fucking
change on it is the
WWE
logo.
logo.
It's not going to be the same.
They'll put a big WWE logo right in
No,
the middle
if
of it
they
with
did
wings
that, they
coming
could throw
off
it the
of it.
fuck
It's not a
out.
winged
But
eagle if you do that.
No,
then.
it'll be
What
nice.
do you-
No,
no,
it's
no.
not nice.
It'll be
If
nice,
it's-
No.
but it'll be different.
No.
Why? Look at Seth's belt. That's the exact example. We
Oh,
have like
man.
proof.
So wait,
No,
does Seth?
By the way,
Seth
Braun
has-
Breaker just signed for SmackDown. Just pretty significant.
That's
That's
nice.
Scott's. That's Rick Steiner's son. He's
Speaking of the
definitely a
belt,
rising
there's the
star. Now they're showing
Paul
Roman on there.
Heyman walking with the belt.
I did want to get through some more of these comments here too, but they're gonna change that fucking belt. You'll see. It'll be nice though. You'll
Wait,
like it.
wait. Hold on. I've been saying they're gonna change the belt and they're gonna unify the titles. Is your argument they just won't unify
No,
the
not
titles?
unify.
I think they'll fucking unify this thing.
No,
They
they will not
can't.
unify the titles.
They can't.
Done.
They cannot.
Unify it. Triple H hates it. I
Cannot
heard.
do
I
that.
heard Triple H doesn't like the dual title thing.
I never heard that. He's the one that brought it back.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
You need a champion on each show when you have two separate rosters. Otherwise, you just have one guy in the top and everybody else is a jabroni.
Just
They have too many top
Make
guys.
the Intercontinental better than
They
let's
have
bring
an
it up.
Intercontinental in the
But-
United
but-
States.
but
They
who
have
has
two
it?
of the same belt.
Who has it?
Gunther has the Intercontinental, and he's the longest reigning Intercontinental champion.
Gunther.
Hold on a
No,
second.
no.
This shows your ignorance as wrestling fans if you're
Said-
laughing at Gunther because he is one of their biggest acts and he's one of their future stars. Mark my word, he is a fucking big ass motherfucking creepy European Hungarian fucking
I'm not denying
scary
it. Just the way you
fuck.
said it. Gunther.
He's like
That's
Gunther. Gunther. He used to be Walter, now he's Gunther. They changed his name.
Oh.
And
I
when
heard
they
this
changed
guy
his
killed
name,
8
everybody said
Chechen
it was gonna be
rebels,
the worst
Chris.
thing ever. What's that, Joe?
I heard this guy killed 8 Chechen rebels.
Exactly. They have
He's
Gunther
interior
as the
decorator.
Intercontinental Champion. You have the
Killed the
United States as Logan
Czechoslovakians.
Paul, unfortunately.
That belt sucks.
You have a women's champion on both shows. Rhea Ripley is the women's heavyweight, whatever the
I
fuck,
love
champion.
her.
We get
And
I love
then
her.
Io Sky is the WWE women's. They have 2 brands. They have 3 brands. They have an NXT champion and a whole bunch of belts on
Wow,
there.
they should have a
Each
Raw
One brand,
champion,
hot,
SmackDown champion,
2
They do.
brand,
and one
hot.
champion that's above them all, and
You
it
know
should
what?
be the
You
winner.
know what happened?
Can't.
They used to have
Have
the
to be.
AFL and the NFL, and guess what? They merged and they made the Super Bowl. So
Yeah, but you still
One
have an
champion.
AFC champion and an NFC champion, and that's what they have.
yeah, but again, that's fine. You can have the sub belt, but there's one title. We talked about it. There's one main
There's
event.
not.
One Super
one
Bowl champion.
title.
Not one
There's
main
one
event.
champion
It's
of the world.
WrestleMania is 2
One
nights.
There's one trophy.
WrestleMania is 2 nights. There's a main
One
event on
trophy.
each.
Imagine
and then there's the
Fired
opening
up.
match, too.
Fired
Imagine I'm the
That's
best. and
Royal
you're the
Rumble.
best. But if I'm the best and you're the best, and we never face
Doesn't
each
matter.
other,
Who's the best?
They
what's
do
the point?
face each other because one of them loses the belt and then they go to the other brand and then they fight
To
you.
be
They don't
the
like you, I'm not
man,
gonna like
you
you.
gotta be
They don't want to
the
be your
man.
friend.
Listen, if I
I can't let you get close.
I
let you
can't
get
let you get
close.
close. If I beat you and I take your title, I'm making my title and your title one big title. I'm doing the fusion dance. I'm making it one.
They did. That's what they
champion.
did for Roman, and it played out. It ran its
It's the
fucking course.
same.
Well,
and then
look, I mean, come on, look who it is. You
Ran
know,
its
he's-
course.
He's boring.
Nah, they should just bring back the Winged Eagle. Fuck all the other belts.
Yeah,
it'll be a
that's it.
variation. But let's get through
That's it.
some more of these comments
Yeah.
here because we got a lot of stuff here.
Wind Eagle Spinner.
Phil
my
Dunphy
God.
says that he'll buy Helldiver right now. We'll talk a little bit more
Hell
about that
yeah.
after we move
I'll
on
do
from
it.
wrestling. I also want to mention that we're going to be giving away a free audiobook. Chat right now. We're going to make it a super simple game. I'm guessing I have a number between 1 and 100. If you get the number, we will send you a free Audible audiobook. We're not sponsored by them or anything.
Don't worry, Chad. I got you.
Yeah,
though.
we're
I'm
just
gonna-
nice
I'm gonna make
people.
him write down the
I'm
number.
going to write down the number right here. So, chat, you could begin guessing. Throw numbers in the chat, 1 to
While
100.
we're talking about the audiobook giveaway, I want to mention that there's going to be a local Long Island convention that Mark Thompson is going to be attending tomorrow. And he, if you don't know who he is, he's literally the guy that narrates all of the Thrawn books that we love to listen to on audio, on Audible. So the voice of Thrawn will be on Long Island.
Very good. And now this brings up the conversation. Rob's going to guilt trip me because
I'm telling him.
I can't go.
It's a full hour before your event starts. Just come to the con with
You
me
know
when
I'm
it
gonna
first
play
opens up. We'll get the autograph. It's a tabletop convention. I don't give a fuck about
It's true.
tabletop
It's
games.
true.
I'm just going to go
You
there
could.
and meet the guy and leave.
You could spoof to the place before you get. You know, you get up.
No, you got to
spoof.
move around with the spoofing. So here's the situation, folks. I bought a ticket to a Pokemon Go event in Los Angeles, which I'm not going to Los Angeles, but I'm spoofing my location, not giving away my username. Sorry, I'm admitting it this time, so that I can go there because you can catch rare Pokemon,
Catch 'em,
which you
catch
could even
'em,
sell.
What's
That you
what's
could
worth
only
more
catch
to
if you're
you,
there.
though?
Getting
Some
these fucking.
Pokemon or fucking Thrawn?
Well, but I might have a chance to meet him again at some point. I paid $80 for
I've
this
never
fucking
seen him
bullshit.
before.
Yeah, well, you know.
I've
And
never seen
hold on, let's be honest. We're not going to be in and out. We can't go in and out anywhere with you because people are going to recognize you.
If I don't,
and then
I'm
they're
not
gonna
going
stop
in
you.
costume. So
That does not
Even
matter.
so,
When's
it
that
doesn't
ever-
matter.
it's
They're
going to
going
at least lessen it a little bit.
it'll
Whoa.
maybe lessen it, but they're going to stop you. They're going to want the
And
picture.
then Chris has
They-
to dress like Thrawn for him.
I can't even. Yeah, and then I got get time for that. And then he's probably going to have a line because he's probably. I don't know who else is there, but he's probably the only person that.
Who the fuck? I mean, and no offense.
I don't think
to
there's
the
going to be a
man,
line
I'm
for
just
the
saying,
show.
Yeah, I mean, it's a local show. I don't think anybody's like clamoring to get the voice actor for the Thrawn books.
Oh my
so
God!
let
It's
me get
Mark
on the
Thompson
line.
from the
If it's what's his name who wrote him, you would, yeah, like they would definitely.
Great
He's
voice
significant to us, but in the grand scheme of things, you know
No
what I mean?
offense. No offense.
I don't know. We'll see. Hold on.
is our
Let me
man
just
Fluffy
make
in
sure
the
the,
house?
the number wasn't guessed
Renee,
yet.
baby, what's happening, dude?
Number has not been guessed yet.
Renee's in the house.
And when we talk
I
about
see
giving away a
stuff
free
like that. I see
audiobook, it
Fluffy.
is something in our universe. So Star Wars, Game of Thrones, something that we've
We got a
spoken
lot.
about here.
We got a
There's
lot
a
of
lot of books in the thing. We're not just gonna give you a fucking.
Jeez, all the
Uh,
wrestling ones. You want the wrestling one? You could do a wrestling biography.
yeah.
Whatever you want.
But it's got to be
Harry
something
Potter.
fucking cool. I'm
Harry
not gonna
Potter,
give you
hell
fucking
yeah.
Chelsea Handler's latest book.
Which
all right?
book? Number one.
Harry Potter is part of the
What?
the universe as well. So yes, whoever gets the guesses the
Book about beer.
magical number.
Which I'm out of. So
Can't actually see the numbers that Helms is guessing.
Help!
Help me!
What
Help, Hulkamania!
Oh, that was one of the questions they asked. Why did, because the name of the show today is Help. And they said, why do you need help?
I just love yelling help.
Because we've been doing this for 3 years, and
Help!
we could.
Joe
We
and
need
Rob
help.
specifically.
We need help monetization. Help!
Help!
One day
Started
Rob's
with my
going to
mother.
scream
My
that.
mother used to go, help. I always thought it was funny.
Oh,
I
God.
think it
Go help.
stems from when we worked at the store, and Rob would be at a table, and I'd be at a table, and we would just look at each other, and we would just go, help!
Well,
And
that
it
was it was all started with my mother. My mother used to go, help.
Oh my
Help!
God.
I just
My mother used
randomly,
to go,
like,
help.
And then it followed up.
when you
with,
don't know something, or you're frustrated, or you're stuck, help! And
Help.
we just turned it into help,
And
Hulkamania!
it became Help Hulkamania.
Yeah.
And then it became ha 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 ha.
Hulkamania. Sick. You guys are sick.
All right, so these comments
So,
here.
I think we got American Nightmare Cody Rhodes walking
Cody's
on
coming
out
up.
here. I don't want to just stand here and stare, but all right, we got
No,
Roman
Roman
Reigns
Reigns is coming out.
standing on the ring side.
Roman Reigns
and
is here. That's it. No, we got another fucking 20 minutes.
I know.
I'm gonna
Let's get through
unmute.
some of these comments here.
He's just a common man.
So from the dungeon asks, can you cash in a Money in the Bank if it's not a match like the 24/7? You can cash in the Money in the Bank, I think, at any point.
On any title. It could be Intercontinental title.
Yeah, you can, you can put something in advance, or you could do it right. Usually they'll cash it in right after somebody gets their ass beat, right after a long, arduous match. That's when they'll go and cash in. So
Now here's a question: if it's a no disqualification match and somebody cashes in, is that match also no disqualifications, or is it a classic match? Like, say Cody's beat to shit and he cashes it in, and it's a no holds barred match. Can somebody come in and help Cody because he's beat to shit?
here's the
Well,
thing:
he's
they
still-
wouldn't even
was
get
he
that
dead?
far into it. What would happen is they would just assault him beforehand with all of the weapons, and then start the match, hit a move on him, he's dead, and then they pin him. That's what's always happened in the past. So they've never needed it to be that way where, oh, well, now it's a no DQ match and Cody could fight back with weapons, because any time that it's ever really been cashed in, if it wasn't...
I mean, somebody else comes out and basically beats the shit out of him and then drags Cody on top of him to make sure that Cody keeps that title. Would that be a disqualification?
What's happened traditionally... it's never happened like that where a
I'm
match
just saying,
starts and
that'd
it's
be
no DQ.
interesting.
Because what'll
I think
happen
the
is somebody will
storyline's
stop
going to
them
play
from
out
cashing in.
where it's going to be Damian Priest cashing in on Drew McIntyre.
I think Drew. That's what I was trying to get to.
Because that's kind of the direction that they were going.
They've
in.
been
Drew
teasing
was
that
kinda
this
in
whole
the,
time.
He was kind of in the Judgment Day. He helped them a little bit.
Right.
So I think that'll be what makes sense.
That was that was my theory. So they've been teasing this tension between Drew and Damian. Damian tried to cash in during a match that Drew was having with Seth, and Drew was like, "What the fuck? Like, this is my match, you asshole." Yeah.
Just take a moment to appreciate Paul Heyman.
Paul
Yeah,
Heyman.
Every time you look at his face,
It's
it's always the most entertaining.
quivering
thing on the screen.
jowls.
he's never not selling.
I'm still
Always
lobbying that Paul
selling.
Heyman should
Not
go into
only
the
is
Hall
he a
of Fame
wealth
this year,
of knowledge
because
about
the
the
Hall
world of
this year's
wrestling,
in
but
Philly. So
he's
I'm
fantastic.
still lobbying
You
that
guys
he
are
needs to
talking
go in the
about
Hall of Fame this year because it's in Philly, and Philly is where ECW is rooted from. Its roots.
That'll be. Do they induct people who are still in the business?
Yeah.
Is that the Uso in the red? Is he the one that's always smiling or laughing?
They
Yeah.
both were, but I mean, he's
Is he the one that's known for doing it like off
the-
schedule?
It'd be some hot
He
shit.
just
if
looks
No,
like
that
he's
was-
always smiling.
it's really both of them, but it was Jey Uso too.
Heel.
Heel.
All right, we're watching Roman Reigns talk shit to Utah.
It would be some hot shit though if Paul Heyman ends up representing Cody Rhodes, because there is a lot of love there.
And he only represents the bad guy. You know,
Cody will be the bad guy one
Cody
day.
doesn't need a Paul Heyman. That's the reality too.
Cody will have to go heel one day.
At some point he'll be healed. I think longer than that. John Cena never turned heel. They traditionally.
That worked out. Fucking whole game was based on kicking his ass.
He never turned heel.
Tonight's history. Tonight is the greatest night ever in WWE.
Ever.
Cross Jet and Cody.
Oh, Cody or Rocky?
Cody.
Okay.
Yeah, he's mad.
Yeah, we don't have their volume on over here, so I'm actually listening to the
Message
message.
to Joe.
Through my headset.
See
Yeah.
if anybody guessed the number in the meantime. Somebody had to have by now. There's a lot of numbers in there. Let me catch up. Where are we at?
No winners yet.
Nobody's guessed the number yet. So again, for anybody that's just joining, we are giving away a free Audible audio book. If you can guess the correct number between 1 and 100. And you can guess as many times as you want. You just can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't do that. Keep guessing the numbers. If you get it, you will get a free audio book. You just have to email breakroompodcasting@gmail.com. Yes. Or email breakroompodcasting@gmail.com. And we will then have your email, and we can send you the free audio book.
Here comes
The Rock is coming out.
You should have brought out his Hollywood rock music.
That's coming. I think that
They got to combine his song with Roman's. They're like the same song. Change a little.
See what I mean? There's already that little whisper. Roman's like, he's feeling away. Look at what he's wearing. It's Hollywood Rock.
It's Hollywood Rock. He's got the best. He's got the fucking $500 shirt.
He's got
That's the $500. The Rock's $500 shirt. Or $5,000 or whatever it was.
$400 shoes.
That's
Is
awesome.
he pointing to his arm to show that he doesn't have the notes written there?
It's a new version of. I like this. This is a new style of The Rock.
Look, it's like old new Rock. Oh my God, the cheetah. Oh man.
Well, he's
Goes
been.
right
I don't know.
back
He's
in.
been.
He knows.
He definitely recently has been. I don't know if they like trademarked some new phrases for
He's got
him.
the shades going. That's the sign.
It was like
with
the
the
hunter in the
shades.
night. I forget what the phrase they made for him. It was like the.
Crybaby, Cody Crybabies. That
They
one's
gave
gonna
him
stick.
like a new
That
title, like
one's
the
gonna
tribal
stick.
chief. He's got his own type of title. I guess that we're gonna hear beyond the Brahma Bowl. People's
People's
champ.
champ.
The High Chief is what they're calling him.
The High Chief.
High
The
Chief.
High
So it
Chief.
is.
Well, that was his grandfather.
Oh, okay.
The High Chief might have been.
Commercial. I'm going to mute it.
Jeez, what a terrible time. What a sin.
What a sin.
See, that's another problem today. They used to let that rock. We used to be able to watch that whole entrance.
Wow.
Nobody can smell what the Rock is cooking.
You're getting a lot of guesses, but we still do not have.
From the Dungeon did say Rock versus Stone Cold WrestleMania 41. I know we've brought
What?
that up.
Dude,
What?
Stone Cold's 60 years old.
That's what I
Save
said.
Stone Cold
I
for
agree,
Punk.
Joe. I agree, Joe.
you know.
I don't want to see The Rock and Stone Cold have a half.
I mean, The Rock's 53.
They're both old.
Stone
You
you
need
know?
Cold
one
raising
younger guy to
chickens.
carry the match
Yeah.
for the
The
older
Kevin
guy to take the
Owens-
bumps and everything. The Kevin Owens, where they're really, doing all the work around them.
I think
A guy
Rock
like
and Austin
AJ
could have a
Styles.
match, but it'll be a very brawl-like match. It'll be punches and kicks. And,
I mean, we know we
sure.
want to see him come back. It's with
I don't need to see Rock versus Austin. We saw it
No.
3 times at WrestleMania. We don't
well,
need to
right,
see it.
and I just mean to say you just kind of want to see Stone Cold come back anyway because there's.
I think
so
the
many-
bigger thing would be if Triple H comes out and pedigrees The Rock.
He can't. We talked about that earlier too. Like,
You never
Well,
know. I
he
mean,
can
there's-
do a
there's
pedigree.
been
He doesn't
rumors
need to
he never-
wrestle a match. He doesn't need to wrestle. He can just come in. He can hit him with the sledgehammer or
move.
something.
Still
Yeah.
exercises. He can still get his heart
hit
rate.
him
He
with the
just can't be
sledgehammer.
taking a bump necessarily.
take a
but,
bump.
Yeah.
Take a bump.
Take a bump.
take a bump.
We do have a lot more comments here too.
I love that video.
Blackheart Pop Culture made a funny comment
He
here.
tells the guy his balls are hanging out of his shorts.
What was that? What's his name?
That was
Triple
the
H was
Triple
doing a
H,
training program.
The original
Fucking-
NXT
yeah.
show, whatever it was back in the day.
Oh,
Tough
yeah,
enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Tough enough,
Yeah,
eh?
that was, tough enough.
That's when Stone Cold came and he's like, I shit my
I
pants.
shit my pants.
I was in
Let's
Manila.
go home, Yoko.
I was in Manila. Yokozuna gave me a scoop slam. Shit my pants.
Shit my pants, man. What?
You piece of trash! Are you sassing Stone Cold? What?
Oh, he's saying it to a girl too. He's like right to her face,
Like, I would-
deadpan.
God forgive me, I would probably start laughing, and you can't. It's so cold telling you shit himself. I would fucking laugh.
So, Blackheart, oh, God damn it, now I lost the comment here. Blackheart Pop Culture said if they were still doing the whole R-Truth giving Priest money thing, that's the whole, I love R-Truth. He's hilarious.
Hysterical.
When he goes to cash in, there's no contract in the suitcase, it's in the briefcase, it's just money. Playing off just
That's
a
pretty
joke. I
funny.
mean, it would be
That's
funny
a-
if he
that's-
fucked it up for him a little
That
bit,
could
maybe.
happen.
Truth is, he's playing a pivotal role, even if he's like a Jar Jar Binks in a sense, where he's playing a role, but the Rock's back. Shut your mouth, The
Finally.
Rock's talking.
It's just funny how R-Truth is so popular now and he's been wrestling forever.
He's waiting for the booze. Look at him. He's full Hollywood Rock.
Yeah.
You want a Hollywood Rock?
Yeah.
Here he is.
I love how much bigger he is than everybody else.
The Rock dropped some gospel on you.
Chad Thomas in
The
the
Rock has
comments.
got some good news to share. Something that's going to make you happy, something that you can own. Tonight, it is official. You all, right now, live on Fox, have
say
broken
Rock
an all-time indoor attendance record. Not only for the city of Salt Lake, but for the entire state of Utah, congratulations.
Okay.
There's a swerve here. What's all the Cody Crybabies in one building? What's you gonna say?
Well, here's the record you broke. You broke the all-time record for the largest gathering of trailer park trash.
Yes! 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 Trailer park trash.
Biggest
There it is.
collection of trailer park trash.
Oh, they're
Holy
laughing.
shit!
They
Here
love
we
it. This is
go.
what they wanted.
Yeah, they want to be. Yeah, they want to get.
The
Seen.
Rock is the
It's
funniest
like getting
one.
dissed by. Yeah,
You're
it's
gonna
you know
love this.
you're gonna love this.
Finally. Oh, you want to boo that, huh? Are you sure you want to boo the Rock?
I'm sure you want to boo the Rock. Rock's just like a Fortnite boss.
Your life has meaning. Finally, you and your 50 wives will have a story to tell.
Oh, shit. You and your 50
And
wives.
you know what I'm talking about? You'll have a story to tell your 600 inbred grandchildren one day.
Woo! Rock's going in.
Tear apart Utah. I love it. I'm here
At
for it.
greatness in the flesh, because finally, The Rock has come back to Salt Lake City.
Cheer along with him.
Uso's just laughing his ass off. If you see him, he's in the corner just laughing.
Insulting everybody's families and then mad at Cody for
He
insulting.
looks so disappointed. He wants the Cody shirts.
That's how it should be. Instead of a bunch of momos just standing there looking confused.
Are they
'cause don't know
chanting
what
for
the-
The Rock now?
Yeah, they're trying to rock you.
He's like,
That's how he became a baby face in the first place. They liked him so much they started cheering for him.
The Rock that you haven't seen in years. But you see, this side of the Rock has always been in here. Always.
Always
You
under
shut
this.
your mouth,
under
Patty.
the
The Rock will
surface.
come out there and slap the herpes off your lips.
I love this Rock.
Everybody's gonna
It says
love him.
Mormon Reigns. You see that sign?
Oh, yeah. And you know why you're seeing it tonight? Because it's
And
the
you know
Rock and Roman Reigns. The biggest WrestleMania main event in the history of WrestleMania. You had it in your hands and you let it go. You flushed it down the toilet. The same toilet you sat your fat asses on and you sat there and tweeted, "We want Cody! We want Cody!
There it
Cody's got
is.
his biggest story!
Yeah.
Story!" You're laughing now and you're booing because you know it's true. Let The Rock ask you a question. Let The Rock ask you a question. What is Cody's story?
Doesn't matter.
What is the story?
It doesn't
Go on,
matter.
make it clear. My cousin Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, beat Cody's ass last year at WrestleMania. He beat him. Cody lost the match, and now all of a sudden, Cody wants a rematch? That's his story?
What?
That's not how it works. I mean, think about it. You think about it right now. Think about how stupid that logic is.
What?
Think if you can apply that to sports. Hold
What?
on a second. I know
What?
you idiots want to chant what, but sit there and shut your mouth and listen
What?
to The Rock.
What?
Because this is important. And The Rock is going to educate your ignorant asses.
What?
Apply that stupid logic to any sport.
What?
The 49ers just lost against the
Paul
Kansas
Heyman
City
covering his
Chiefs.
face.
They're all
What did
dead.
they do?
They're dead. They're all dying.
What did they do? Did the 49ers say, oh, wait,
What?
What about our story? We got to finish our story. No. They took the lunch like men. They stood up. They dusted themselves off, and they moved on like men.
What?
That's what they do.
What?
Now, everybody in this arena, in this city, and in this entire state, you should understand this. It's personal. Think about it for a second.
What?
Michael Jordan came in here and they crushed the dreams
What?
of the Utah Jazz.
What?
Yeah, he knew to go after the Jazz. That's
Oh,
Joe is loving that right there, dude.
the
Michael
Utah
Jordan.
dream story. What did the Utah Jazz do?
What?
They took the beat like men and they moved on. And they worked their asses off to get right back to the top. That's what they did.
What?
I mean, that's what Cody's doing. Come on,
That's
now.
not how the real world works. The real world doesn't work like that. You don't get a shot at another story just because you want it. That's not how it works. And you don't understand that.
What?
You don't understand that because you're spoiled, entitled,
What?
little crybaby bitches.
What? Oh, I call them bitches. What?
Cody Rhodes, make
What?
one thing perfectly clear. The Rock is going to do everything in his power to make sure that you walk out of WrestleMania what you are, which is a loser.
What?
Everything in his power to make sure that happens.
What?
Cody, your story is just ending. Our story is just beginning. The Bloodline, the most powerful, dominant duo in sports and entertainment, and of course in the WWE. If you're somebody! No. Salt Lake City, sing along with The Rock is over.
Yeah, there it is. I
You
told
lost
you.
that privilege. Sit there and
Sing along,
shut your mouth and enjoy the ride that The Rock is
Exact
taking you
thing
on.
he used to say.
If you're somebody! What the Bloodline is cooking.
What?
Strong
That's
words
what I
from a strong
expected.
man.
Oh man.
Also,
Also,
the Rocks is different from everyone else. What's that?
also casting a very large shadow over the Bloodline.
And it just goes to show that they have 4 other people in the ring, and not one of them had to say anything.
Right. That's exactly what I mean, and that's where I think they take it down the road. The long game is the fact that The Rock completely overshadows Roman in every way, shape, and form.
He's becoming the speaking piece that he's been missing all the time. Because Roman can't talk for himself.
Well, he never. His thing is he doesn't
Well, he
even really
needs-
want to. He's like he's too cool. He just lets Roman do. He lets Heyman.
But it
do
makes
the
him look
speaking.
like a pussy. And it's like,
Rock casts a large shadow, especially when he's doing that right there, and he's leaning into it so hard. And I think now the other part of this I feel is like Cody has to step up the mic game. He's got to be able to somehow
rise to the occasion.
rise to the occasion. I think that's the great thing that's happening now is that there's true competition and there is that need to
Honestly,
elevate.
I don't think they would have brought The Rock in if Cody couldn't.
He can.
I think he can. I 100%.
That's why I'm saying
There's
I
just-
think they have the faith in him to be able to rise to that occasion. I think that
absolutely.
speaks to Cody.
Cody talking to Paul Heyman doesn't evoke any emotion.
No.
There's nothing there. Cody going back and forth with Paul Heyman is just a waste of time. You know what I mean? There's no.
He's not going to fight Paul Heyman.
Well,
Right.
I mean that's part of it. You do that first. You can't just obviously have them face off right away. That's Paul will play his part in it too.
Right. I'm not even.
know.
It's not a shot at.
That'll
Paul
be the
Heyman. He's
appetizer.
great.
That'll be the
Right.
appetizer, and Paul will quiver, and his jowls will fucking.
He's like Paul Bear in a way. He's a combination of a few.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just going to come out where The Rock is going to say, this was the plan all along with Cody, and I did this because I'm a great actor. And he'll come out, and you'll see that he's actually going to turn on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and Cody will get the win. One thing you don't realize, and maybe you do, maybe you don't, is the Rhodes and the Maivia family have a long-standing history Dusty Rhodes worked for The Rock's grandmother for a very long time.
Right now, the Rock looks like the ultimate villain. Above
Looks great.
all,
It's
He said
a
the
great
exact
way to.
thing that he said when he originally, was heel back in the day. This isn't sing along with The Rock.
yeah.
You shut
It's
your
good.
mouths and you let The Rock do it.
Well, he's got
The
his
throwback to corporate rock, Hollywood rock.
Yep.
You know,
Yep, definitely.
Shirt.
Silk shirts and $500 shoes.
This falls right back into the character.
See, and this is good because now you actually want to see The Rock, whereas before it was like he was just inserted and everyone's like, ah. Now it's, it's like he's part of everything and it's almost, it's all
this
good.
is a good direction. I'm pretty excited for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting pumped for that. I think this is gonna be this is gonna be the best we've ever had a watch along for, and it's gonna be one of the best ones.
And don't
that
forget, it's a
have happened in
40th
a while.
anniversary, so it's significant. And, we don't know if we're going to get a 50th.
Yeah,
we're
but
not
There's no
really
guarantees.
sure.
There's
get
never
the
any
50.
guarantees.
A Vinceless WWE is a questionable one. Will it always be around in some form? Sure, but is it going to have the fanfare it has now?
Listen, this is.
I think that they're bringing in these major players so that people don't lose faith in the product.
Well, of
It's
course.
good
Yeah,
storytelling.
they got-
They've always leaned on the legends. The legends have always been there. Hulk Hogan and all, and this isn't out of the norm for them to have to do this, but they do have to find a way to elevate their current stars to make them superstars. Because in a way, none of them are. But Cody's breaking out big. I don't know if Roman's very popular from what I see fucking online. Again, I'm an outsider, but I would say superstar. No one's breaking the stratosphere the way Stone Cold and The Rock did or Hulk Hogan ever did. So they're still trying to find a formula that will help elevate someone to that level. And yeah, I think using The Rock, leaning on that, making that something that Cody needs to overcome.
Well, let's face it, having
makes it
Cody
interesting.
just have a straightforward, now I win.
No,
That's a
we
waste
said
of
it's boring.
storytelling. Yeah.
Boring. It's just super boring.
They're setting up for Rocky 2 over here.
They should. That's right.
That's what they're doing. We had our Rocky 1, he lost. He went the distance with the champ and, came up short.
Went the distance,
And
now I'm
he's,
not gonna
now he's
stop. Just a
gonna get the
man
proper
and his
conditioning.
will to survive.
He's going to have the proper amount of time to train. Because people forget about that with the original Rocky. The reason why nobody else was fighting Apollo Creed for that match is they didn't have enough. 5 weeks wasn't enough to train for a championship match, and Rocky was just hungry enough.
I'll do it.
In fact, he even says no initially. He's like, no, absolutely not. He's like, I wouldn't stand a chance. He's the best in the world. He's like, Rocky,
Modest Rock.
do you believe that America is the land of opportunity?
I just watched Rocky. I had to watch it recently.
Yeah, I was just watching it too. In fact, I got to get back to Rocky 2. I started Rocky 2. I love the part where he's walking outside. He's like, invest in condominiums, Rocky. He's like, I don't use them.
Same.
Stallone.
Yeah, those movies will always hold a special place in my heart. The first four. The fifth one, Tommy Gunn, not a big fan. Sorry.
I mean, me and you, we used to be like brothers.
Although
My ring's
the street
outside.
fight at the end, he's like, touch me and I'll sue you. He punches him onto the car. He's like,
Sue me for what? My ring's outside.
We had a comment here. Chad Thomas said, "Y'all think that WWE will ever be watchable again? It's been shit for years." I would argue that the past year it's gotten, or two even, since we've been doing the show, maybe it's because we're doing the show and we're forced to watch it. We're watching it
I
more.
will say that he's kind of on point, because if Cody had not come back to the WWE, like I said this a few weeks ago, I don't know that we're talking about wrestling this much or watching it this much.
Right.
Cody Rhodes is really the reason why we're this invested in the product again. Take him out,
because
and
he is that good.
I don't know how much I care about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he
Agreed.
definitely is that good.
He represents an unmanufactured.
Ben, you got to watch that documentary on Peacock.
I have it on the watch list.
And the
It
fact that
literally
he
popped
tore
up
that
on my
pack
thing on
and
my phone
wrestled
just
anyway,
before.
I think is really the driving force
Yeah,
behind all
that
this.
shit was.
Because when you look at Cody Rhodes, he looks like another cookie cutter wrestler, but the story behind him is really what's driving him forward.
Well, and the whole big thing about like the Monday Night Wars was like there was this layer of reality on top of it all, where you had these guys with contract negotiations, and now they're leaving this company to go to that company, and you had real life court battles, and that's the intrigue of all this other like wrestling is just one part of what makes wrestling interesting. It's the whole palace intrigue of Vince McMahon, this whole scandal, and now he's out of the picture, and who succeeds, and then this company bought them, and then now Netflix, like all this stuff that any other company, like if they made a TV deal, we'd be like, okay, but when WWE makes a TV deal and they make like $5 billion, it's like, whoa, it's like there's so much going on in the real world with it that it's making it interesting again. So.
They've really blurred.
I don't know if it'll ever get back to the 90s, but
that's a high bar. But they're definitely blurring the line. They're blurring the line that works for people, especially in the social media age where information's so instantly accessible. All the leaks, everyone knows every little thing or pretends to know every little thing anyway. So if they lean into that and make it, when they understand that and they start countering it with their own leaks, with their own misinformation, because they were basically on a whole disinformation campaign during that week, in between Monday Night Raw or whatever, SmackDown and the Vegas event. They were pumped. They were putting out all sorts of shit. Everyone thought they had the inside track to this, and The Rock that. They had no idea. Nobody knew what was going on. Everyone was arguing whether it was a work or it was The Rock coming in and stomping his feet and swinging his, dick on the table and saying this is how it's going to be, when in reality it's obviously it's a really good, very.
I don't want to sound like the bitter old man, but to the comment that was made in our comment section by our watchers is, I don't think anything's going to ever be as good as the '90s. You look back at like, hold on, let me finish. You look at like cartoons, to me, aren't as good as they were in the '90s. Sports definitely aren't as good as they were in the '90s. I'll stand by what I say. Music is not as good as it was, especially like rap music or heavy metal and things like that.
But then that just sounds like old men talk.
Again, that's
it is old men talk, but I'm not wrong. Am I wrong?
It's all relative.
But that's just your perspective, because there's people who are younger that never experienced that, so all they have is this.
Well, they're uncultured swine is what they are. They're a bunch of fucking hillbilly uncle fuckers that need to go watch some real shit.
It's a shame what they're doing in X-Men 97 to
14-year-olds that are telling me that LeBron James is the greatest of all time. Shut the fuck up. You only know about Michael Jordan that's on your feet or a 2-minute fucking highlight video you watched on YouTube. You don't know shit.
I'm just gonna make this number guessing game a little easier. It's a number between 50 and 100.
Jesus.
Fucking get this game. I don't know how nobody guessed it yet, but we've had a lot of attempts.
Nobody guessed, so this
Someone
is
was
up
very
for an
close.
audio book.
I saw someone very
So
Now
I
you
guess
just-
a
now you
number
just handed
between
it to
50
them.
and
Just
100
gifted
and
it to
a
them.
free audio book.
Yeah.
Nobody's guessed it yet, so keep commenting the numbers in the comments,
See-
and the winner will receive the audio book.
AJ Reitler just said that's old man talk. You see, because I mean, if there's somebody that's here that's
Get off my
21,
lawn!
to that person, you sound like the person, when they're like, "Oh,
I sound like my dad.
They
When my
said,
dad
they
would tell
said
me
the
that.
same thing
the
about
music
whatever
sucks. I get it.
Biggie,
I don't
Tupac,
understand.
whoever you want
Old
to
man
put.
yells at cloud.
Whatever the
and you're not
bar
wrong.
is.
You're not wrong. I am going to specify that right now.
There's also kids who are 21 that grow up with an older
Am I
brother or
wrong?
an older
Am I
cousin
wrong?
that
You're not
can bring
wrong,
them
Walter.
up.
You're just an asshole.
People find connections to things beyond just like what is good. They relate to the things that they love because they see themselves in it. That's one part of what makes something popular. And obviously we're just out of sync with that. You know what I'm saying? Life, and I keep saying the world isn't being built for us anymore. It's being built for a new generation that, whether we understand or don't understand, it'll only continue to change. And that's probably the thing that older people always feel, angry about, is just change. Change is
Calmer than you are.
Perfectly calm, dude.
Perfectly calm. Waving the fucking gun.
Waving the fucking gun, man? Like, yeah. But yeah, I'd hate to sound like an old man, but yeah, one day you'll grow
Listen,
to
the
appreciate it. I
NFL just wrapped
appreciate
up
Led
their
Zeppelin.
season. I love NFL. We both love NFL, but it
listen.
wasn't as brutal as it was in the 90s. The NBA is pretty much unwatchable because of the rule changes and the 3-point line and they took away the big man out of the game. You have, Victor Wembanyama. He's 7'5" and he's shooting threes and crossing people up. It's a different game. It's a different world. It's just different.
It becomes about
you like what you like, and it is what it is.
We're going to get into a Michael Jordan debate.
We're not going to get into a Michael Jordan debate. There is no Michael Jordan
not a debate. I'm saying that Michael Jordan was criticized for changing the game because of his ability to change the game, and it was at the time. Is he ruining the game because XYZ? And he's not getting called for any foul. You know what I mean? He's just altering the game in a way that made people like, oh, well, that's not what Larry Bird would do. That's not what this guy would do. And people felt alienated by that. They didn't like it initially. Michael wasn't like welcomed with open arms league-wide. And he was altering the game in a way that some people just didn't like. He wouldn't get called for travels. He wouldn't get called.
He didn't fucking travel. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm just saying that's one of the things that people would say back then.
I never heard that. That's the first time I'm hearing this. No one ever said Michael wouldn't get called for a travel.
This is why I never do this.
It's even joked about.
We got other things.
That's a LeBron thing. That's LeBron. He takes the fucking bus and gets to the rim with 8 steps.
It's joked about in The Last Dance when he's taking the photo with, during the U.S. Olympics. It's Michael with Larry.
Can't get too close to Michael because it's a foul.
He's like,
I can't let you get close.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, exactly. Like he got called. I'm sorry.
He did get
so many fouls because of So he was all again.
Sure.
I'm just saying people hated that part of it because they felt like he was getting an easy
special treatment. I got it.
Right. So
didn't take away the fact that he's still the most gifted player to ever step on a basketball court.
If you watch Wilt Chamberlain, you would have hated this guy.
Wilt Chamberlain played against 6-foot-tall white guys.
But I'm saying if you
in the
grew up with Wilt
1960s, he played against milkmen. Well, I would have scored 100 points in the NBA and that fucking get out of here.
He changed the game. Wilt Chamberlain changed the game.
He changed the game because he was unique. He was huge, and he was athletic at a time where you were playing against fucking, car salesmen.
This is our 10 minutes of sports
Did you hear
talk.
the story about Wilt Chamberlain where he's in an
slept with
elevator and the
10,000
guy
people.
says, "What's the weather like up there?" and he spits on him and says it's raining?
Yeah, he's not a nice person. Don't get it confused. Yeah, he's not a nice
Rob
guy.
Franzese is here tonight.
Anyway.
They're looking for Rob. They're not looking for Peter.
Help.
Don't get me started on fucking Michael Jordan talk.
See, now he's
mad.
If I may
wrong?
fucking
Am I wrong?
permeate your
Michael
fucking
Jordan.
permeable
Jesus
story
Christ.
here.
Am I wrong?
Throughout history, there has always been this, in societies where entertainment is big and where there's money and it's not impoverished, where there's always a counterculture. Right. There's always going to be that next like punk rock type of thing, and it's not ever, in our perspective as the elders, we won't think it's good. We're going to be like, it sucks, but there's always going to be a counterculture, and I do think that pro wrestling provides, the venue and the opportunity for some new cool kid to fucking come in and shake things up and fucking, The Rock just came out and fucking made fun of all these people for being Mormons and said he'd slap the herpes out of their mouth. There's always a potential for somebody to do something like that. So I do think that it'll be around for another 10 years. I'm going to remind everybody the number is between 50 and 100. It still has not been guessed yet, despite
69.
Many guesses. 69
been
is the
guessed
most
many
guessed
times.
number. Let's move on from wrestling, unless there's any other closing thoughts, because there was a couple of other things on the manifest for
did
today.
you guys see, I would say, a pretty big move by Microsoft and Xbox, where they're going to be releasing some of their titles to more consoles?
I didn't let you tell me because I wanted you to tell me here on the show.
All right.
So you said 4 games. What 4 games are going to be Microsoft exclusive games are coming?
So there's first Sea of Thieves.
And that's confirmed.
Yeah, this is
That's
announced.
fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
We love some Sea of Thieves around here.
I'll buy
Hell
it
yeah.
again.
I'm definitely going to buy it.
Well, hopefully we get to keep all of
just
our
for the
shit.
convenience of it.
I hope that it's like Minecraft. We have
I
a
would imagine
Microsoft
you'd have to
account.
log into a Microsoft
I was
account,
assuming
yeah.
crossplay would be assumed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because Minecraft, you log into your Microsoft account and everything's there.
Right. Same with
So-
like Epic, Fortnite. I think that's kind of the point. That's the future we're hopefully all working towards.
Chris loves Fortnite. Don't let him fool you.
I don't.
He's having so much fun with it. He's telling us, "Oh, I have nothing to do tonight. I'll stream it."
There's obviously the sense of accomplishment when you win, But I wish we
It's
were
the
playing
camaraderie.
something else. It's the camaraderie.
camaraderie.
But we could be playing so many other games
Yeah,
together.
but do they have
Play playing
hoverboards
Helldiver.
and ninja weapons?
Wait.
Though?
Sure. Yeah.
What-
I used
what
the
has a
swords.
hoverboard
I
instead
don't have the
of ninja
hoverboard, but I use
couldn't
swords in Call of Duty.
Yeah, see, you got him on the hoverboard. He
I
likes
couldn't
it.
say a
The
video game
hoverboard is
thing
the
without
most
pivoting
the
to
most enjoyable
Fortnite.
thing about Fortnite.
The motorcycle's not bad.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think
fun.
that.
You
Well,
can
wait,
do
so
as
what
many
other
tricks
games
on
are they? Just Sea of Thieves?
What is it?
Are they jabroni
Sh-
games? Like,
There's
are
a
they-
Jabroni games. Sea of
Jabroni
Thieves is the
games.
only one that's in any of
Yeah, it's a
any of
main
them.
title.
Okay, so no
Hi-Fi,
Halo.
Hi-Fi Rush.
No Halo.
No Halo.
And they did
well,
confirm that Starfield and the Indiana Jones game are not going to be on other platforms.
No, they did
Really?
Not. They
They-
did not confirm that.
They did that.
Counter.
They
I
did.
watched the show.
Oh,
What do you
saying, yeah, no. They Phil Spencer said should never rule out a game coming to more players. So
He said
they
not
used-
initially or
they
whatever.
used extremely loose language in that very quick 20-minute podcast that they held. They were dipping their toes in what looks like a future where Microsoft will look to have their titles, Blizzard, and they will support Game Pass, but they will look to have more titles on more consoles. They said more titles on our games on more screens is like the quote. They said some very specific things that just have this
Do
open-ended
you think
language.
that they could possibly be trending in a direction maybe after one more console cycle where they'll just be a service and software company?
They'll be like
If
Sega.
if it
Where
makes
Sega
enough
made
money,
systems and
I
they
mean,
didn't.
listen, I first thought was you guys said Halo. I would love to see them put multiplayer, Halo multiplayer into a standalone thing and make it available across consoles. How can Halo compete with Call of Duty or Fortnite when those games are on every platform and Halo's on fucking Xbox? No offense, but not everybody has one. Not everyone has a PC, and there's a lot of gamers out there that would still play a multiplayer shooter, and in my opinion, one of the best multiplayer shooters to ever exist
It's a good
on
point.
another console. So I'm cool with that. If they want to keep Master Chief in the story mode exclusive to Xbox or Game Pass, fine, but I think to expose more players to Halo, because Halo deserves it, to make it just more accessible and convenient, that's what it comes down to, and Microsoft admitted that. They basically said, gamers became stuck to their libraries because they invested so much in the digital library, which started with the PS4. So they're admitting, listen, losing that generation was a big failure because now there's such a huge install base with PlayStation. We are having difficulty competing in the console sale, and we need to just get our product out to more people. And it makes sense. It's a good pivot. I love it. More gamers playing more games.
I
Can't
think
wait.
the thing that I'm most excited about, the potential of anyway, is since Microsoft owns Rare, we could possibly see a collaboration with Nintendo again, where maybe we see a remaster of Donkey Kong 64 or even the original Donkey Kong Country games,
Hell yeah.
which were produced by Rare. The
Banjo-Kazooie.
Battletoads, Banjo Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day. There are so many games.
Well, wait,
that we
GoldenEye
kinda-
was made by Rare, right?
No,
No?
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect Dark.
was it?
Rare made GoldenEye. Yes.
They did.
Yes.
Perfect Dark was Rare?
I'm
Yes.
like,
So
Perfect
Perfect
Dark
Dark
was
and,
Rare,
and GoldenEye were the same game. So
Yes. Both
So-
made by
yeah.
Rare. Yes.
remember Rare in the beginning of that.
But
And they've already collaborated because they remastered GoldenEye.
But I
so-
really want a remaster or something of Battletoads Double Dragon. That's
Yeah, you've said
that's
that.
the thing. If they did a collection
so close.
where it was
guys.
like all the Battletoads games and the Double Dragon games, and then they kind of had like the collab where
Oh,
they
the-
did like the Cowabunga collection, I would
Oh.
be very interested in something like that.
You mean the SNES Battletoads Double Dragons better music?
You mean the Genesis one that has the better music?
I just remember
I will
growing up.
die on that hill. That the Genesis has a superior soundtrack.
Listen,
to the Battletoads Double
that goes back
Dragon
to our
game.
earlier argument. It's like what you grew up with, but I absolutely loved playing that game with my cousins. That was
so
such a
fucking
fun.
hard.
Oh,
And when you had
it was
friendly
impossible. I could
fire
never beat
on,
it.
my brother and I used to hit each other by mistake and then get mad and kill each other. Oh man, the hours spent trying to beat that game. I think the furthest I ever got was the fucking robot. It was the one after Roper with the fucking machine gun. Like that was after that, I would always get smoked. I never got past that boss.
Yeah, I was a kid. I wasn't.
I used to have to watch YouTube videos years later to find out like what the fucking end of the video game looks like.
I never did stuff like that. I should do that.
Yeah.
Play the old school games.
So what were the other
So fun.
games that are being?
I'd have to look it up. I think one's like Hi-Fi Rush and some other thing. Listen, it's smart to do it this
Dukes of
way.
Hazzard.
They're not going to come out and be like, listen, folks, if you bought an Xbox, you're screwed because we're not coming out with games exclusively for our consoles. And by the way, don't buy an Xbox going forward because all of our games are going to be available. They're not going to do that. They're just going to slow roll, dip their toes into this. They've kind of done it a little bit, but, Minecraft's available on multiple consoles. It's not exclusive.
Well, that's because it was already multi-console before Xbox. If Xbox made Minecraft they could never make Minecraft from the ground up. They would have to acquire.
Stephen Bias wants me to mention Diddy Kong Racing.
There we go. Opens up a lot of fun possibilities.
All the Donkey Kong games were made by Rare, so.
I would love to see
Phil
that.
Dunphy coming in with the save. You said Sea of Thieves, FI Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush, yeah. And Ultimate. Grounded. Yeah, that's another fun little
Grounded
survival
was
one.
decent. I remember playing that like when I don't even know if it might have been beta at the time I played it. But it's kind of like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the video game.
It's just an interesting move. It's definitely a sign of things to come. I wouldn't say like, oh, Microsoft is folding up Xbox. That's an overreaction. There's being dramatic. Will we ever see Game Pass on PlayStation? I don't think so. I think Microsoft will keep Game Pass for itself. It'll be the cheaper option because you just pay the subscription, get access. Whereas we'll have to pay $70 to, I'm just saying,
if Sony had their own version of that you could play Sony PlayStation games on Xbox, then maybe they would do that.
What's the point of having consoles anymore then? It just defeats the purpose.
Unless Microsoft gives up the console game.
That's not going to happen. Talking out of our asses.
That's not happening. They already announced that their next-gen console, they already said it in this podcast, that their next-gen console will be the biggest technological leap ever.
Please.
So
you know what? I'm fucking Microsoft is 0 for 2 on consoles.
That's
the Xbox One sucked. Xbox One X was like, what is this at this point?
That was where they lost me.
The Series X is a great system. I still hold up that it's a better system than the PS5. It just doesn't have the software to back it up.
It's like the Dreamcast conundrum.
You know what? That almost segues to another point. They were saying Sony apparently said that the PlayStation 5, you fucking cocksuckers, is at the end of its life cycle. What the fuck? What games came out on the PS4? What have we played that wasn't a remaster of something that already exists? You're going to say the PlayStation 5 is near the end of its fucking life cycle. Go fuck yourselves. You're just trying to sell a fucking PlayStation 5 Pro, and for what? Where are the games? What have we... Tell me. Spider-Man? You gonna tell me fucking Spider-Man is the fucking game? God of War? I'm fucking spitting. I'm so mad.
He's triggered. He's coughing.
Motherfuckers!
You have to know, first
of all. Here comes the cough.
You have to know what end of life cycle means when you're listening to a stock advisory conversation.
Yes, yeah.
You're talking about a financial report that Sony's reporting. Not just PlayStation talking about the console. They're talking Sony, the company, the music, the fucking TVs, everything. And they're saying, yes, the product, the original PS5 is ending the near... We're already 4 years into this.
4 years in, they already want a new console. Get the fuck out of here.
Comments.
I'm not buying an 8K
they said
TV.
it's entering the later stage of its life.
Right. It wasn't the end.
Fuck that. This should just be the beginning.
But
the whole there was so many excuses. COVID, supply chain. We can't do this. People are working from home. Fuck that. Where are the fucking games? The end of its life cycle.
PS3 launched in fucking 2013.
Listen, I have to agree with you.
PS3 was a shitty system.
I'm sorry, PS4.
This is a rare for our show, but I agree with Chris. He's right. He's absolutely right.
I mean, the PS4, I don't know. I feel like I didn't really get a lot of life out of that either.
PS4 was 2013 to 2020, if you want to talk about its life cycle. Can you still get one? Can you still play? Yes.
COVID fucked everything up, though. You put everything on delay. You don't get to fucking have your cake and eat it, too. If you're going to tell us that everything got fucked up, then you got to fucking give us those 3 years back.
It's still going to keep getting better, whether there was a pandemic or not.
Like
so it's going to be like...
All I keep
But is it available? I got the... Where's my PlayStation Portal? Where is it? It's fucking upstairs. You know how hard it was to get the PlayStation Portal to fight against these scalpers and the bots? Yeah, you know how hard it was to get a PlayStation 5 for some people? I got mine in like 2 weeks because I followed this page on Twitter. But the PlayStation Portal, I've been trying to get since November, and the fucking bots and the fucking scalpers have just been gobbling it up. And now I'm finally getting it. But
Chris, don't worry. I know you just bought a new TV, but you're going to have to get an 8K one next, and you're going to have to get this new $600 PS6.
motherfuckers. It's just bullshit.
You won't have to. You won't have to.
I'm
you
very.
will not-
I just want to end with
that's
this.
bullshit.
Just
You
to
will not have
cap
to buy
off.
a new system till 2027.
Okay, I do want to just say though, I'm very pessimistic about the future as just a consumer of this shit, because it's so fucking hard for a normal person that wants to get it and enjoy it and play it for themselves. And these fucking, whether it's, I don't know if Xbox had a problem with availability. Did it? I don't think, was there an availability problem?
They did.
They
They
did.
did.
And all that shit.
Whatever it may be, these companies got to
build
do
the
a better
PCs, so
job
it's
at
hard.
fighting against these fucking bots and these scalpers. The PlayStation Portal is cool. I love it. It's my favorite piece of technology in the past 5 years. I'd love to show you guys. It's fucking awesome, but it's not worth more than $200. And these motherfuckers are selling it on eBay for $300. It's not worth that.
No.
But everything is just becoming a fucking grift where they're just gonna fucking, it makes me very pessimistic about the future.
We live in the age of technology, and
It's cursed technology. We're fighting bots.
It's a curse. It's a curse. It's a gift and a curse. You used to be able to go line up at the store and wait outside overnight, whatever you wanted to do to get it. And that was the way that, even back then scalpers would get shit. But now it's you're battling automation.
The scalper had to show up. Now
you're
he just
battling
fucking runs a
AI
bot
and automation.
does it
So
for him.
you're up against, even the company themselves is up against. How do you go even further with authentication? It's impossible if someone
Maybe we
wrote,
should just invest in bots for the future.
if you have a script, basically that can auto,
No, but you know what? Now that you're
what
saying
they're
that,
doing.
that's not even fucking the case, because it's not even like I had to fill out a captcha to buy any of these
you
things.
have to be logged into like your.
You have to be logged in, but
I'm
they
gonna-
don't have
I'm
a
gonna
fucking
tell you-
captcha.
I'm going to tell you a quick story. It's about a friend. I'm not going to tell you who, but it's a friend that I've had for years.
It's a friend.
It's a friend.
He's very good with tech and numbers and stuff like that. And he crashed GameStop's server when the Halo Xbox Series X edition was available for pre-order, and he made sure that he got one.
Hey.
So he I guess he flooded the website
The whole
and
world burned.
overload them, and there's people out there who could do these things. So as long as there's internet-based sales and something can be purchased off of an application or the internet, you're going to have bots. You're just going to have these people who are just more capable than you getting the stuff before you. Where, to Vin's point, whereas the 90s, it was like a war of attrition. Whoever can wait on the line the longest is going to get the product.
Right. And these companies, think about the people ahead of us, this generation ahead of us, and how ignorant to technology they are. They didn't heavily invest in this shit until it affects their business. They don't prioritize it a lot. It's definitely not something they're like, we're really worried about this. Like,
Welcome
this
back,
is a
Dick.
priority. They don't want to invest in that stuff. They're ignorant to these things, and they don't have protections against some of the even most basic, automations. They don't even have, like Joe just pointed out, server protections to stop, keep their shit online. It's I think I would say it's a vulnerable world, so it's so easily abused. And yeah, it's definitely annoying when something cool comes out and you're just like, oh, I want to drop $200. It's not really that.
I mean,
much
I got
money.
my Series X the old-fashioned way. I waited on the line at GameStop, and I got the pre-order in. That's still a thing. You can still do that. But
I remember going to the Grand Theft Auto 5. I feel like we all went to GameStop. I remember that
100%.
correctly. We went to GameStop and we were expecting it to be hell on earth.
Nope,
And it was
in and out.
actually we were kind of in and out.
They had it
Super
pretty
smooth.
locked down back.
that was
at
that was at the
point.
point when that came out, where really midnight releases was kind of tapering off.
Yeah.
But midnight release for Halo 2 was fucking crazy.
That was
I don't know.
that was insanity. That was chaos.
It seems like software, stuff that you could just download is so easy to get now. You could just download it instantly. You could just stream it. But these physical things to get the newest phone or to get, it's all fucking constrained. You can't get anything. You gotta fucking do this captcha before you jerk off. But you gotta we can let these bots fucking scoop up all these PlayStation portals. I don't know, man. It's fucked. It's absolutely fucked. These scalpers, the grift, the fucking grift is real. Anyone's just trying to do whatever they can to make some fucking money. Along the lines of video games, we've been playing a lot of Fortnite. I don't think we even really feel like talking about anything, right? I mean, we got some.
I mean, the
dubs.
Ninja Turtle content's been really cool, and they're really smart about the way they deploy the stuff, because it kind of forces you to check out some of the other shit that it has to offer. Like, I never saw what the center stage shit was, and apparently there's an entire Guitar Hero type game built into the game.
Yeah.
And they came out with like this new Ninja Turtles song, so you can like play along with that. They have 4 different instruments that you can use, and they have this like ooze currency system where completing quests earns you ooze, and then there's this whole separate battle pass for all the Ninja Turtle shit, and that's been pretty fun. Each phase, I think there's going to be 6 phases total. They just dropped 3rd phase yesterday, every couple of days, so I think 2 more days will be phase 4. And the idea is to do it all, and then you get this Krang back bling, which is pretty funny.
Do some Krang.
Krang, I want those turtles, not excuses.
Fortnite
It's one of
has
my favorite ones.
definitely Fortnite has like the formula to sticky, like playability.
Oh, the grift.
I don't know how they, there's just something about it that it's easy to play. It's a very like casual shooter.
I like it. I don't know what his problem is with it. His problem is with it. He hated it so much that he can't go back on his word at this point because he looks like a jerk off. But he's definitely enjoying himself playing it, so I don't want to hear shit.
He's
Not
full
true.
of it. He just
That is
won't.
true.
he
You're
won't
having
give up.
fun. You're the one always initiating all. Let's play it on stream.
It's all
It's
a
like
big
saying,
nothing.
oh, let's go to the Chinese food place you don't like, and you're gonna eat the food. You ate it. You like it. You fucking prick.
Yeah, but if
like
you
the
hate a Chinese
food.
restaurant, are you gonna call your friends to come over there and eat it with you?
Stream it.
That's what you you say. Oh, let's stream it.
because that's what the people want to see.
But you're
No.
enjoying it.
I'm
And
not
it's
enjoying
okay
it
to
that much.
admit that
No,
you're
I'm
enjoying
not
it.
enjoying it that much. That because I
Nobody's
played so
gonna
many
hate
other
you for
multiplayer
enjoying
games.
playing Fortnite
I
with your
just
friends.
I
It's-
weep.
all right,
I
so
weep
it's
for the
one-
time that we're losing playing that game instead of other good solid games.
Well,
What
next
other
month,
good solid
Chris, you'll
games
get
are
to
out
play
there?
Three
WWE
that we could
2K.
play.
That's the
Halo.
only
I'd
thing
rather
that
play
you have to
Halo right
say?
now than this.
All right,
Hey-
hold on. Rob does not play multiplayer shooters to begin with. Call of Duty Warzone. You're not going to see him playing Siege, Call of Duty Warzone, fucking none of it. He does not do the fucking
know.
multiplayer shooter thing.
So because he
this
shoots like a
alone-
fucking potato.
This alone is just like, oh, all right, cool. At least like we could get Rob into this. It was definitely a stretch.
Rob is
Mostly
actually
with the
probably the
skins,
better
yeah.
out of all 4 of us at Fortnite, oddly enough. He's really good.
Rob's gotten very good. So
Well, I put
yeah.
a lot of time into it now. I mean, with all the streams that I've done and playing around with you guys and Joe and Yao and it's really a communication thing. And then playing enough times, you kind of learn the areas, so you're not jumping into this thing completely blind. Like, ironically, the fucking thing that made me famous and made me a meme format was literally the first time I booted up the game, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm gonna put it on stream. I bought all these levels for this battle pass to get Peter immediately so that I could start streaming as him. And like I'm struggling to figure out how to switch from the fucking back scratcher to the fucking
God.
weapon. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I keep missing every fucking thing. And after playing a bunch, there's still rounds where I'm gonna get completely demolished and shit. I'm no guru at the game, but I'm a lot better than I was, and at least I know the places and what I'm going after.
What was
and
the
weapons.
quote though?
I was like, look at that headshot. That guy must have sucked because I really didn't know what I was doing, which was absolutely genuine.
Yeah, but you did a motorcycle backwards flip and switched to your sniper and shot him in the head. That was a trick shot. That was awesome.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
that
totally
was-
me.
That's not easily. That's not easy to do.
Remember
That
when
was totally Rob that did that.
That was
totally me.
100%.
Yeah, I was the one that killed Ninja too, right?
Oh, that was fun. I can't believe that. That's so ironic that
All those fake fucking videos.
That was me.
the fact that
Yeah.
Ninja
Everything on the
became an
internet is real.
adversary of real life Peter Griffin is. Of course, it would happen to you. It's so
It's
funny.
insane.
Let's
you
set the
know?
record straight too. If there is a TikTok stream that you're watching of the real life Peter Griffin playing Fortnite, it is not Rob. Do not give him money.
Fake.
Yeah, it's fake.
Those
fake
cocksuckers
Give,
are
no.
frauding people. If you want to give Rob money
Rob,
or the
give me-
podcast money, send them.
I want to clip the
His channel.
PSA. I want Rob to cut the PSA right now. Stare into the camera. Cut the if it's
What
on
grinds your
TikTok,
gears?
It's fake.
You don't really
Oh,
grinds
wait.
my gears. When people steal my freaking streams and repost them to TikTok and take fan donations, that should be in my pocket, not theirs. No, I'm just kidding. But you are scamming people, and fuck you people. And fuck TikTok. Fuck the king's God. Fuck the king.
Set the record, and I'm going to set the record straight too because in talking
Sunglasses
about Fortnite,
came off. Now you know
the
it's
glasses
serious.
came off. See, there you go. when I said weeks ago, fuck Fortnite, I wasn't gonna play it. The narrative was, oh well, you're not good at it. You're not good at it. I think I've set the record straight.
Oh,
that
here we
I'm
go.
fucking good at that game.
Nobody
Never-
doubted
no
you were
one
gonna be
even
good.
No,
said
that's
that.
not true. You all doubted me.
No,
You
I
all
never
doubted
said you'll
me.
be good. I never doubted
You
you. I
doubted
said
me.
you're gonna like it because you're gonna be good at it.
Yeah,
You full
we
of
said
shit.
that. You just tell yourself in your head.
No.
He's
The,
having delusions
the
of
comments, the
grandeur.
narrative,
It's on the
I
record.
definitely remember it being said.
He's
there.
delusional.
It is on the record. It's out there.
This
Oh,
is a-
skill. Maybe it wasn't you guys, but the comments said it.
Chris
The
never had
comments
the
said
makings
it.
of a varsity athlete.
Yeah, really.
Comments said it. It's not a matter of skill.
I think I even
This
said
is,
specified, dude, you're gonna get the grapple and the shotgun, and you're gonna be zooming.
This
over.
is a syndrome. This is an illness. This
Yes,
is what
it is.
happens when you're the young.
Yeah.
This
Feet
is an
don't
illness.
stink, and neither does the shit.
So what happens when you're the youngest child and you never
You
got
said your
pats
feet
on the
don't
back?
stink and your shit
Said
don't
my
stink,
feet
so-
rarely stink, and if they do, then it's
His feet don't
perturbed.
stink and his shit don't stink. We'll
My
put
feet
it on
don't
the shirt
stink
with
either.
his
Saying,
face.
I don't blow it up like everyone
That's
else
it.
does.
I do want to coax you guys into getting Helldivers. I feel like that's like a new game that's just.
Starship.
I don't know if I can get that with WWE coming out.
Vince
They
doing
did
his
it
part.
on this
I
game.
know
good
that's the
point.
problem. That's the biggest problem right now is that we're kind of pinched.
It is in a good spot though, where there's a lull right now with games like I'm playing Vampire Survivors right now, which is a great game.
Vampire Survivors.
It's $40.
Yeah, that
It's
game
cheap.
sucks.
It's,
Get
it's
it?
cheap.
Fantastic.
Sucks.
Yeah.
And it's PVE, so I know some people aren't, totally bought in on that, but I feel like it'd be just a
I got a
shitload of fun.
9.
PvE,
I
if
saw
it's
the
done
review
right,
for it.
and that looks funny. It looks, I don't know.
Are there? Is it like PVE like fucking Destiny, or is it PVE like fucking The Division, which sucks?
I would say
what kind of-
Destiny is like one of the. I don't want to say Destiny for all the
Nothing's
reasons.
like Destiny.
The
There's
negative
all-
thing,
been lots
people
of
take it.
Destiny clones. Nothing's been able to pull
Fuck
off with
Destiny.
If you've seen the movie
Game
Starship
sucks.
Troopers, if you've seen the movie Starship Troopers, or you've even played the video game StarCraft, this is that. This is the Terran versus the Zerg. You're basically an ODST drop trooper. I think you can even get different starships that have different weapons and abilities. I didn't look fully into this game, but
The Zerg, isn't that Fifth Element?
Zerg, no, that's StarCraft. That's some Star RTS
No,
stuff right there.
Zerg is the enemy of Buzz Lightyear.
That too,
so-
yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's the Zerg for StarCraft.
Evil
huh?
Emperor Zerg.
Joe
One of the
Stephen
Galactic
Bias says
Empire.
Helldivers is amazing. Joe, he said get it on PC.
I don't have a PC.
Yeah, it's Zerg.
He said I got it on
He's
PC,
got a P.
and it's
I don't have a
fan
PC.
fucking tastic.
It's fan fucking tastic. All right, well, we're taking the chat serious because everything I've seen about this game is it's awesome. I feel like it's also in line with maybe a little bit of Gears of War. Some
Which I never
some of
played,
that.
so
Gears of
that's
War
different.
Steve
looks
knows I
bad.
don't have a PC, you piece of shit, Steve.
and it looks pretty cinematic. The graphics look pretty intense.
Well, now
Battles-
Chris can get it because the graphics look good. Because if the graphics don't look good, you can't play because it's like
Yeah,
Zelda and
yeah,
Fortnite.
Style, it's
a
fucking
shit.
Pixar. It's a fucking Pixar war game. It looks like Shrek. It's not a war game.
Chris
I
hates
want a
Shrek.
fucking real ghillie suit and fucking
Called
grass.
Fortnite,
Yeah, it's called Fortnite and everything's
We're playing
fucking
this
comic
fucking
book
Ninja
style.
Turtles. How real is it gonna be?
I don't want
Fuck
that. I
outta
want a
here.
nice. I want something. I want a SOCOM. I want SOCOM.
I want
back.
SOCOM.
Bring back SOCOM.
They just need
Bring
to
back SOCOM.
Fortnite with Warzone. You just merge those two things together, and you have fucking SOCOM. I think that
Bring
would
back
work.
Medal of Honor. That was
I don't
good.
need
Come
any
on,
more
that was
war
good.
game. You know,
Aren't you sick of war games?
Yeah,
You're not playing
no.
the fucking war games?
I
No,
want
I
a remaster
wanna
of
be
the
on the
original.
battlefield.
I
all
want
time.
peace, not war. All right.
yeah.
Did you guys see that they're going to be remastering
Its aggression will not
Tomb Ra-
stand.
Tomb Raider 1, 2, and I think 3?
Yeah, it wasn't like
Very
a full
excited about it.
remaster.
But they're fixing up the graphics. She has round tits now instead of triangle tits.
Nice.
Man, they really. See, you said that,
I
and it
have
just made me
nipples,
think
Rick.
of Rogue.
Would you milk me?
Oh, yeah.
X-Men
the
97 's coming
They
out.
really
Can't
fucked
wait.
up Rogue's thickness.
Hey, the nostalgia's
Yeah, Chad.
cooking. Nostalgia's cooking with that.
Chad Thomas said, "Fucking love SOCOM. We are a SOCOM
Yeah, this-
friendly." And here, the
podcast
thing
show.
too, like I like Warzone better than Fortnite, but I have always maintained I fucking hate the Call of Duty War, game series.
Yeah.
I think Call of Duty killed
Cheap.
everything else. It killed Medal of Honor. It killed fucking what are those other? What was a couple of other ones?
Battlefield.
Oh, Siphon Filter. That's a different
Seven
thing.
Filter is more like a
Battlefield.
stealth kind of shit. Ghost Recon,
Oh,
I'm trying to
Ghost
think.
Recon.
Ghost
Rainbow-
Recon was a war game.
Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six Siege is still thriving. Siege is
Battlefield.
I have the
Battlefield's
original
Battlefield.
Rainbow Six. on original PlayStation, very first Rainbow Six game.
Yeah.
No, Call of Duty just
Tom
got cheap
Clancy.
because they turned war games into like Madden because it's
Yeah.
it's that whole yearly annual release, just absolutely milking the audience, just taking every dollar they can because it got so popular. It was so good. It was immersive. I remember playing the first, Medal of Honor was really the standard for war games at the time, but Call of Duty had a great immersion. It was like fast paced.
Call
great,
of Duty was a better
characters.
war game than Medal of Honor. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Medal of Honor was
Call of Duty is war if you are fucking shot up with speed like a fucking Nazi soldier. It's too fast. It's like you did fucking snorted coke, drank Red Bull, and then you're running on the field. It's not.
You want to be a clunking.
I want like a weighted kind of like a real feeling.
There's no game that's like that. What game?
Like chivalry, but with guns.
Chivalry. Yeah, there you go.
You ever play
A war
Full
game like
Spectrum
Chivalry.
Warrior on the Xbox? That's kind of like a simulated war game.
I think it's even just
Siege is the best thing that I think. Siege, and honestly, I would count even Halo kind of in that.
Halo, you have teleporters and fucking man.
No, it's futuristic,
cannons.
but
What the hell are you talking about?
it's science
actually,
fiction-y,
no,
though.
he's
They
right.
do it in a
He's
way
right.
that they have like a.
I remember when there was Call of Duty World at War, and like the inverse of that was like Halo 3, I think, at the time.
Halo's
Where-
slower.
Yeah, Call of Duty was that more grounded, slow.
Because you can run in Call of Duty and slide and clamber and all
and
this
now,
other stuff.
right, and then all of a sudden, Call of Duty became Halo. It adopted some of, like, they even went with the, that advanced one where you could jetpack around or whatever the
Terrible.
fuck.
That was
Yeah,
horrible.
awful. They just tried so hard to be Halo. It was gross. But that's what ended up happening. It ended up kind of adopting that speed and that pace that Halo, I think, set at the time.
No,
And
the
it
thing that
doesn't
makes
work well.
Halo great is the shooting. The
Yes.
actual gunplay in Halo is second to none.
Yeah,
That is the reason why
Destiny.
games that were
Destiny.
developed by Bungie, like Destiny,
Yeah.
like Halo, they have that 30-second great gameplay of where you're shooting a gun and it just has an impact. It has a certain feel. When it reloads, you feel it.
Yeah.
When you run out of bullets, you feel it. When you hit a target, you feel it. That is something that has not been able to be replicated by any other shooter till this day.
Agreed.
Other than any other, Bungie game.
Still excited to see what Bungie's going to do in the future. Hope it works.
I just
Sorry
said
to
the
all
number
the people that laid
78 was guessed like fucking 9 times. It's not 78, but Jesus fucking Christ.
How does this not get? It's been an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. What's going on? You only
Tricky
have 50
Ricky!
You got it.
Tricky wins the book.
There we go.
What was the number?
79.
Yeah, I got it here
79.
too. So if you guys wanted confirmation,
79.
it's right there.
That's it.
Probably can't even see it.
79.
Glad it
Tricky
was
Ricky, you
Tricky
won the
Ricky.
book. You won the book. You gotta.
Tricky Ricky's the OG Break Room podcast
Tricky Ricky
fan.
is still guessing.
Tricky.
He's the OG.
He won. But he's still, you know what? We'll do a flash roll. We'll give 2 free audiobooks away.
Well, Jesus, I mean,
We're still going. What else are we talking about?
Santa Claus tonight. Well, the last topic.
I got fucking 9 Audible credits. They expired.
The last topic, I think I'll let Vin kind of lead the way, but the Super Bowl showed the first trailer for Deadpool Wolverine, and we got the announcement this week of the cast of the Fantastic Four. So, Vin, why don't you tell us about that?
hell yeah. So I thought the question with Deadpool was going to be how much rope did Disney give Ryan Reynolds? Because if you give Ryan Reynolds any rope, he's going to run with it. And he did. It looks like right off the bat they wanted to establish there was no censorship of what he was going to say about Disney or how he was going to break the fourth wall. So right off the bat, definitely excited to see it. Looks hilarious. Looks like it ties right into the TVA, Time Variance Authority. Basically, if you've seen anything from Loki, I think Loki was one of the best shows they came out with. So that's a good foundation for whatever they're about to do, because this movie looks like they're merging everything now. This is when we get the complete multiversal collision, and some of the stuff we've been anticipating we thought might happen in the last phase, but never really came to fruition. It was kind of a confusing, weird, multiverse creation thing that it didn't land with a lot of people. It was oversaturated. Deadpool's the only movie coming out this year from Marvel, which I think is a good move. I think it's smart. Get quiet. Just fall into the background.
Make them hungry again.
Yeah, and I think this is because it broke the record. It's the most watched movie trailer on YouTube ever. I think that's a
Really?
sign right away. They teased Phil, our our brother Phil out there, he did say they only put a 30-second teaser on the Super Bowl. They didn't pay for the full spot.
Right.
Save some money, obviously smart business decision, but still for that to drive so quickly for it to become the, record-breaking trailer shows that there's a hunger out there. People want to see the follow-up, especially to Loki season 2, I think ended strong. So yeah, I'm psyched for it. I can't wait. That shit looks funny. And of course,
well, the return of Hugh Jackman is kind of like the return of fucking Stone Cold. It's like, oh shit,
Hell
fuck yeah. I want to see him back. I know he's getting old, but he's still fucking got it.
He's always gonna be Wolverine, dude.
Yeah, so I'm very hyped for the movie. And they're always good with the cameos and shit. We're gonna see some great shit in this movie, and I can't wait for it. I mean, even with the last Deadpool movie they did with the Juggernaut shows up, he looked fantastic and sounded great. Like Ryan Reynolds loves the character, knows the character, and for once he fucking read the goddamn comics before he went into making a movie. Because did you see that compilation where they took all of the directors of the latest fucking Marvel movies? It's like, yeah, we didn't read the comics. We were told not to read the comics. Yeah, I really didn't want to focus on the comics because it didn't fit in with the story we're trying to tell. It's like, it's not your fucking story to tell, asshole. Yeah. There's fucking established material. And if you want to know why we're getting so fucking mad about it, it's not nerd rage. It's people that have seen a great story fucking purposely get destroyed to push a fucking narrative.
Yes.
Bullshit.
I love it.
Read the fucking comics.
Cody Rhodes would be proud.
Read them all.
You know when you read the comics, what happens? Captain America wielding Mjolnir. That's what happens when you read the fucking comics.
Yeah. Yes, and that's still one of the all-time greatest movie theater moments.
What a fucking mind-blowing thing. Oh, we have established material that worked. Oh, let's change it.
Just piss all over Stan Lee right now.
Madam Web. Oh, she has nothing to do with Spider-Man. She's just Madam Web. Get the fuck out of here. What kind of stupid fucking shit? They have a whole fucking slew of Spider-Man villains that have no fucking Spider-Man. What? Hey, let's make a fucking movie about Flat Top. But who the fuck is Dick Tracy? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, let's make the Clayface trilogy without fucking Batman. Who the fuck cares?
I love him. He's fired up. I love
Nobody cares. Nobody.
Who are you?
I don't get it.
I don't either. It's a good way to.
It's
fail.
these Hollywood assholes.
Really get it.
It really opens up the possibility of failure, like in a huge way. Where if you just read
when you don't read
available,
the fucking comics, you get Paul Giamatti as the fucking Rhino in Spider-Man. That's what
I
you
knew
get.
it was coming. I knew it was coming.
It's fucking Paul Giamatti as the Rhino. That's what you get.
Oh man,
that's what we deserve as a fucking fan base.
Well,
suckers. I don't get it.
Joe, did you? What
and then the Fantastic Four. I don't get to play the thing. I'm upset.
Well, before I was gonna.
It's clobbering time.
I was gonna ask Joe if he had any thoughts on Deadpool.
I love Deadpool. I think Deadpool is one of the most entertaining Marvel, universes, but it's not set in the Marvel universe, and now they're kind of implying that it is, and they're going to kind of bring that along. It's going to be a fun movie. It's going to be a must-see movie. It just doesn't have the impact or the, I should say, like overall scope of what you got out of the Avengers movies, because we watched those movies for years, and it was a culmination of like years and years of watching individual movies come together, and we finally got to see the finishing of a story, I'll say. So I'm looking forward to Deadpool, but I don't think Marvel, it's going to take a while before, if they're even able to do it, to recapture, that level that the Avengers brought, or that feeling that you got going to see it in the theaters.
How about some comics accurate fucking Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
That could save it. Maybe a little Doctor Doom, like the greatest fucking villain that Marvel ever fucking put out.
Why don't they ever just listen to the people who are watching these movies?
He's basically fucking Marvel's Darth Vader, for fuck's sake. You know
right?
What I mean?
Yeah, there we go. Even better. He's. You're right. So I was going to ask you, Rob. I wanted to get your opinion. What do you think of the cast? It's officially announced. Fantastic Four. We finally have the full four. What do you think of them? Because I
mean, Pedro Pascal. I mean, he's a great actor. I'm sure he'll be able to pull it off in his own way. He better have his wingtips, though. If he doesn't have the fucking silver wingtips, I'm walking out of the theater. And I will say this though: the guy that they cast for the Thing, he's the first Jewish actor to be hired to play live action Thing, because the Thing is canonically a Jewish character.
Gotcha.
You know? Even though they have him wearing Santa Claus outfits for every fucking Christmas shit, they've always made a point that he is the yarmulke and he celebrates the Jewish stuff, and so that's at least nice. I don't think they've announced a Doctor Doom yet. I think that's going to be really telling. If the film is going to be successful or not. They were toying with the idea of Cillian Murphy or Henry Cavill. I think if I had to pick between the two of them, I think Cillian Murphy would be the better choice because he has more depth of range. Henry Cavill, I think, would be great as like a Sentry or something like that.
Yeah, he's too big. I feel like Murphy's too small. But wait, Chris, what's Chris's opinion on the Thing casting? Because I know he was.
I don't know, what the guy. I just saw the picture of the guy, but I was like, how is that guy gonna be the Thing? I'm sure they'll do a great job.
But don't forget, it's gonna be mocap. He's gonna be. You don't have to physically be huge to be fucking the Thing because he starts off as a normal guy.
Right.
Maybe he was, bigger and tougher. Like
I like the guy that they cast in the other Fantastic, the guy from The Shield. What's his name?
Oh, Michael Chiklis.
Yeah. He was. I thought he did
The Shield is the second greatest show of all time, by the way.
I love The Shield. We got.
I actually never saw The Shield.
Oh,
amazing!
Yeah, such a good show.
There's
It was.
a few of them
I'll just mention quick.
The Wire. There's a few shows out there that I haven't seen.
The Shield was an FX show, and that was kind of like pushing the. They pushed the envelope back in the day, or whatever the fucking right facsimile would be, because it would come on at like 11 o'clock, and it was like violent, and it was like, oh wow, like I can't believe
Love
this
The
is on
Shield.
cable.
I have them all on DVD. Love the whole set.
Great show. It's about a bunch of crooked cops, like SWAT team guys, pretty much. And
He plays Vic Mackey. He's basically Tony Soprano with a badge.
I've heard that. I've heard that before. Okay. Yeah. I know. I'll have to watch it. It was probably one of those things where it's like, oh, these commercials.
Super
I'm not watching
crazy.
this.
Well, you had that, then you had Sons of Anarchy. So
Victor Von Doom.
Donald Glover was just doing like a podcast or something like that. He was interviewing somebody, and they were talking about what's the greatest television show of all time, and without even saying like before the other, they both agreed The Sopranos was the greatest television show of all time.
without a doubt. Speaking of which, I gotta go
Leaps
and
and bounds.
go watch The Sopranos with my girlfriend right now.
Jesus fucking Christ, Christopher! What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a.
Watch The Shield.
My
The
top
guy
4
starts-
TV shows of all time. I'll give you the list right now: Sopranos, The Shield, Game of Thrones, Spartacus. Top 4.
Spartacus.
Let's do it. Let's go around. Rob, what do you got?
What, top 4 shows of all time?
Yeah.
Not sitcoms, not cartoons. Like
No. I would say top 2 for me off the bat would be Sopranos and Breaking Bad. Game of Thrones would probably come third just because of the ending. I feel like if they had a solid execution, that probably would have bumped down at least Breaking Bad. I don't know if it would have topped The Sopranos just because of how the relatability to the program and the genius execution from beginning to end. Because that's why I say like Breaking Bad's got to be up there because that was another masterfully executed show from beginning to end. It never got like old or bad or the writing was solid. They had the great characters. It was a great show that didn't get enough time on air.
Is that 4 yet?
No, it's only 2.
You got 2.
Well,
no, you got Game of Thrones. That's 3.
Oh, that's 3.
So 4. What were
I'm
you
probably
about to
gonna
say?
end up changing my mind later, but off the top of my head, Firefly was actually a really good show.
The fuck is that?
Firefly was a
great show.
It was starring Nathan Fillion, and it was kind of like a Han Solo character, and it was like a space show. But it only got maybe 1 or 2 seasons, and then it got canceled. And Alan Tudyk was the pilot on that show, and it was just a really good show. Great characters. I enjoyed it, and it kind of got canceled early. I know it's just like the show that came off the top of my head, but I'm sure there are other shows out.
It's tough when you're like when.
Because I said, I didn't watch The Wire. I didn't watch Deadwood. I didn't watch.
You watch the first.
I watched the first episode of Deadwood. I didn't watch Boardwalk Empire. These are all
all right, hold
great
on.
options.
You gave your 4. Let us
first
go.
season of
'Cause you're going to step
Westworld.
on these ones. Now you took it from me Boardwalk Empire is definitely potentially on the list. It's so much time has passed now that I guess it feels like it kind of wore off. But Boardwalk Empire was one of those HBO shows. Of course, on my list, I'll just say first, Sopranos, Game of Thrones, of course, Breaking Bad, of course. So it's really just what's number 4 for me. It's tough. It's a toss up between Boardwalk. We used to everyone would get together to watch what's going to happen on Boardwalk, and the story was so rich. And it was one of the writers from The Sopranos too.
Yes.
Terrence Winter.
Yeah. And it was when Sopranos was coming to an end, so it was like, oh, this is something we could watch.
Wasn't Sopranos already over when Boardwalk?
Sopranos was way over.
It was way over.
Well, I feel like Sopranos was over for like 10 years before Boardwalk came out. Boardwalk was a phenomenal show. I'm trying to think of the shows that I really watched.
Shield.
The Shield it's the Shield, but I'm just in an interest of trying to come up with some other shows.
Here's a question: have you guys ever watched Band of Brothers or The Pacific?
I can't.
Yes.
It's so hard to include miniseries because there are some that are just that.
Yeah, it's a miniseries.
It's
So its own category.
It's different. It's like a movie. It's different. It's hard to equate. The
If I wasn't gonna say the Shield,
Mandalorian
shows.
Mandalorian.
That might be my
There's
4th.
two- I
Actually,
can't-
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm just gonna say
like you can kids. It's too many.
I'm gonna say top 4 HBO
I'm gonna
shows.
give my show just as to throw it out there because I know nobody else will say it. Oz.
Nobody
Oz was
will
a
say
phenomenal show on
Nobody's gonna say
HBO.
it. Too
It
many
was a
people.
really good story.
J.K.
It's
And
fucked
look,
up. It's very
Sweet
hard to
loves,
watch.
Jail sex. You love it, right?
Yeah, and that's what everyone says. Oh, you see dicks. Yeah, you see
Don't drop
dicks.
the
I
soap.
don't fucking love it. I look away when the
And then
dick is
Orange
on
is
the
the New
screen.
Black is like
When there's an
You
ass
see-
crack, I turn away. But
There's a
the
lot of gay
story and the
sex.
violence-
Spartacus.
Dude,
Still very good.
You have fucking what's his name? What's the name of the actor who plays J. Jonah Jameson? Fucking what's his name? J.K. Simmons
yeah.
plays a fucking Nazi in the prison, and he's terrifying. Like the show, they have a lot of actors from Law
Can
and
we do
Order.
a shout out to J.K.
Carmelo
Simmons?
was in it.
He fucking kills every role
He
he's
does.
in.
Yeah.
Whiplash.
Absolutely
Have you ever
love
seen
Whiplash.
him.
Yeah,
If
he
you ever
made that.
seen
one.
Whiplash?
Omni-Man, fucking everything
Omni-Man's
that guy
fucked up.
does, he fucking gold.
From
Even
the Dungeon
fucking
has Oz.
Farmers Insurance commercials he kills.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy, he definitely. I didn't even want to watch Whiplash. It was just on, but he was so good that I sat and watched it to the end.
I'm changing my 4th to Mando.
Mando, yeah, you gotta have Mando on there because it
Mando.
saves Star Wars. Mando, come on, Mando.
Rest in peace to Grief Karga.
God.
Didn't I buy an action figure of him?
Yeah, I have it in my car. I forgot to bring him on the show. I brought him to the episode where Carl Weathers passed away. I was gonna put him on the table, and I forgot. But
That thing's been sitting in his car for 2 years.
I was gonna go in the attic and grab my Apollo Creed figure too, but I never did it.
yeah.
I had to check.
Schillinger, no bother knows. He knows what I'm talking about. His name, J.K. Simmons, the Nazi and Oz. His name was Schillinger, and oh my God, it was just so brutal. And yeah, I mean, it's fucked up. It's a really good show, but it's
A
like
lot of people got their starts in there.
dude. They had what's his name? The guy from Law and Order.
Falco's in there.
Edie Falco. Edie's in there. They have the guy from Law and Order. Christopher Maloney is in it. They have the guy who plays Chaos from the Allstate commercial or whatever. Not Allstate, whatever the name of that insurance company. Mayhem. Yeah. He plays like this Irish guy with a slow brother. His brother was hit on the head, so he's
What show is
slow
this?
now. It's called Oz.
Oh, my mom used to watch Oz back.
Really
in the day.
good show, man. Very, very, and it fucks with your head and it makes you think, and there's these characters.
Don't forget,
on it.
I come from the family of television show watchers. Like any of the shows you guys have mentioned on this show, my father's watched it.
Yeah, it's true.
My father has definitely
more
watched
than
it.
me.
He watched The Shield. He watched all that.
Stephen
shit.
Bias said, "I watched it for the dicks." Oh, somebody Hell's mentioned House. That's another show that's slept on. But House was
it gets
He was
old
such a
after a
dick.
while. That's what it is. It's like it's good for a few episodes, and then it's.
What about Dexter?
Never saw
never
it.
did
I heard
Dexter.
it just ended so bad. I watched the first 2 seasons.
I think that's one of the few
they
shows
brought
my
it back,
father
though.
didn't watch.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Well, that was Showtime. I didn't have Showtime. I had HBO access, but I didn't.
It's
I never-
showtime, folks.
Showtime, yeah.
Oh yeah, I used to watch Weeds. Weeds on Showtime. Anybody watch
Action
Weeds?
Bronson, yeah. No,
I'm gonna say too. Law and Order, SVU. You know what I was
Order.
gonna
He
say?
even watches Power. He fucking watches all that shit.
Oh, shit.
Vanderpump Rules.
He's
watch
watched
Power.
all of them. He's watched all the spin-offs, everything.
How do we feel about Gotham?
I
Nah.
thought it was not as good as I thought it was going to be. I started watching it with my dad, and I found it to be a snooze fest. My dad loyally watched it to the end. In fact, I even when I was coming home from Tampa Bay Comic-Con one year, this was the plane ride that I was on with the Hound from
I
Game
was
of
thinking
Thrones.
that too.
The Hound
Good
was
luck with
sitting
your chicken fight.
a row ahead, and on the opposite side of the plane was the Hound. But direct next to me was the girl that plays Selena Kyle in Gotham.
Oh, really?
Which was pretty
She's
funny.
cute.
We were shooting the shit the whole plane ride home.
Look
She
at
was
you.
super cool. But
First class, baby.
first
Ben, you
class,
didn't give
baby.
yours, did you?
No,
I mean,
no.
it's-
I mean, it's gonna sound
No,
so
it's
gonna be
familiar.
the same.
Let's hear the list, Vince.
So
Last-
familiar.
Because it just feels like
Going
it's like
last
all
is
the
tough.
top 4 HBO shows because you're like Sopranos, Game of Thrones. I love The Wire. The Wire's on my list because it was a great show.
I wanted to like it. I got like 4 episodes in, and I was like, "Oh my god, I
watched
fucking
it.
hate this show." I don't know why. I know it's like the best TV show of all time, according to so many
enjoyed it.
people. But like the first 4,
That's where you
I
get
was
your
like,
first
I don't
dose
care.
of fucking Peter Baelish.
I know.
It's all about the politics. I love that shit.
Everyone
you
is
know,
your
it's-
enemy. Everyone is your friend.
Yeah, I think and Breaking Bad. So it's those 4.
I love your mother, son.
It's boring because it's just so
Always loved your
easily
mother, Shanja.
repeated. I'd say we'd have to come up with a better way of approaching this. But Breaking Bad is.
Breaking Bad was
It's
one of the
just
first
on and
shows
off
to
that
trigger
list.
an adrenaline
If I
rush
just
in my
watched Breaking
chest.
Bad, it'd be on the list. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that good. You're
So
so
good.
pulled in.
When he throws that fucking crystal down and like blows out the whole room with
Tuco's fucking
Tuco,
office.
Oh,
my
yeah.
heart was racing. It was racing. I
I was
replayed it
hooked.
like 5 times because I was like,
Very
this
good.
was the coolest fucking shit ever. And so grounded in reality, and Walter and how he just changes from this, the dad on
Say
Malcolm in the
my
Middle
name.
to a fucking,
Yeah, that's true.
like
He converts right in front of your eyes.
yeah,
Gets
man.
cancer, and it's just like,
Damn right.
Yeah.
say my name.
Was there anything else on our I don't the clock stopped on
Let's
us. I don't know
go
how
home,
long we've
Yoko.
actually been
No, you're
going.
gonna-
We've been going for 3 hours already, I
We're
think.
good.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Rob, take
Oh.
us home.
Guys, this has been the Break Room Podcast. Thank you so much for everybody that tuned in. If you enjoyed the show, please hit that subscribe button and also the notification button so that you know when we're going live. Super appreciative for everybody that tuned in.
Make sure to email us with your emails for the audiobooks, everybody that won in the comments. I just want to make sure because what happens is you guys win and then we don't hear from you and then you don't get your book and I don't want to be an asshole.
Why don't you hit them with the email real quick?
I'll put that in the chat there. It's breakroompodcasting@gmail.com. I just want to make sure because, again, a lot of times you guys don't get your books. We want to make sure you get your books. So
And, of course, we'll be back next Friday with another live stream. But this has been the Break Room Podcast. Snoochie Boochies, and may the force be with you.